All right. Good morning, everybody. For some of you, it's almost afternoon out in the east coast of Canada, but here we are. It's playoff time. Boston Universe Pro Team League, the 5PL. Super excited to bring you action week one playoffs. I'm Daryl Bradley. We've got, of course, a regular host, Mark Johnstone. Welcome. And then a first-time commentator for the Pro League that we bring in for the playoffs, the heavy hitter, Mr. Jeff Young. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, was Mitch Davies not available this weekend, or he's
I won't tell you the list of people we went through before we got.
Oh, I mean, it probably you would have time. Yeah,
We're happy to have you though. But I mean, obviously excited. I mean, have you you've been watching these? You made a comment earlier. Jen hasn't missed a single one, but yeah, happy to have you on the panel. How you feeling, bud?
It's awesome to be here. Yeah, I'm hanging in.
Good. And Johnstone, you're a regular mainstay on the commentary team here. We've made our way to the playoffs, bud, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be. I was just saying before we got on here, it's about 7 months since we started this league, and now we're getting close to wrapping it up. So I'm excited to finally see some playoffs.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, we've been talking about it for 2 years or whatnot, but now here we are, 7 months. October 3rd was the first date we started. And we're April 10th for the first week of playoffs. And we still got a month to go, but let's get one show out of the way first, hey? So let's just talk quickly about what we have here today, everybody. So first up, we've got the Dream Crushers and the Kingpins playing out of Sherwood Bowl and then out of Stettler, Heartland Bowl and Stettler. One game out of these two teams, the winner will advance on to a 2-game point system against Paradise Marvel down from Calgary. Do a quick little check here of the season standings of how we got here. We'll just do the Cargill division. So as we can see, the Paradise Marvel locked into first place with 38.5 points, half point ahead of the Dream Crushers, and a handful of points ahead of the Kingpins. Rounding out that division, the Okanagan Eclipse, the Mad Hatters, and the Infinite Escapes. All in all, great matches, solid division overall. But here we are into playoffs for these three guys. Going to be an exciting day. Let's get to the action. We'll bring in our managers for our first match. So we'll bring in Danny Clapp and Robert Gallagher. Robert, let's start with you. Guy down in Stettler. Little town in there, professional league. How's the vibe down in Stettler today, Heartland, for you, Robert?
The vibe is good. We got some locals coming down to cheer us on, and hopefully we can do them good. We are ready to go.
You got the bowling on the TV on the side so the fans can watch it?
Always for sure. Yep, every time. Yep. Cool. We keep track that way too, right? So.
Yeah. I figured you did. I just It's kind of nice because you got the big TV on the side wall.
Yeah, it's right there. That's kind of why we use lane 7 all the time. So we're right there. We can watch.
Cool.
That's going to be exciting. Good stuff. And Danny, you guys, Sherwood Bowl, from what I understand, you got a bit of a packed house there with a youth tournament going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing, bad thing? What are the guys thinking?
Yeah, there's lots of kids for sure. It's going to be loud, so that should get everybody loose.
Now, I understand they're playing on lane 1 as well, so that's different than normally playing on lane 16. With these professionals, probably not going to make much of a difference, but does that come into any sort of thought process for the team there?
No, I think it's going to be a good change. I think everybody was kind of getting sick of 16, so we wanted to change the vibe around.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
And I believe lane 1 and 2 is where your Adam Weber threw a perfect game earlier this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's definitely comfortable there, isn't he? Let's chat lineup here, guys, and we'll get you rolling. I know everybody's eager to go. So, Robert, Heartland Kingpins, what's your lineup there?
We have an injury to Shauna Lesney, so she is not available in game 1. So we're going to go with Gino in the number 1 hole, AJ Bossman in number 2, Eric Chose, Sean Schwartz, Jed Baker.
Eric, Sean, and then do you have a sub? So then Jackie has a sub?
Jackie Anderson will be our sub.
Yeah, no worries. And how about for the Dream Crushers, Danny?
Dexter leadoff, Katie second, Tim third, Victor and Adam, and Carrie on the bench.
And our technical guru on the bench. So let's run a clean show. You can not worry about too much. So good. Okay, guys. Any final comments from you? I know everybody's probably eager and ready to get going, but any thoughts? This is playoffs. So does it change things a little bit now that it's playoffs? Does attitudes change? Does demeanor? Does intensity sort of gear up a little bit, or is it you've been playing to the peak level already this season?
I think the intensity is definitely going to pick up a bit here. Our guys get pretty excited anyway, but I think this will even be little more yet.
There you go.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like the open format. You lose, you're done. So it's not like the next round where you have 2 games. So you either bowl well or you don't bowl well, and then you go home. So
that's right, exactly.
Yeah, there's only one team that's going to advance here after this game. So it's one and move on, or one and done.
Yeah.
Go watch some golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting match. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, guys. Well, we'll let you get back to your teams. Get your lineups look like they're set in there. We'll let you go for it and do your thing. Good luck.
All right.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll get them out of there. We'll add this guy in there. We're going to go like this. We'll get it ready. A quick little preview. All right, and we're into action.
All right, here we go, eh?
Here we go. Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here today. Whether you're watching on YouTube, where you're sharing or what devices, if you've got the golf on the side, you got anything else on the side, appreciate you tuning in and checking us out. If you can, please share this post. Get the word out there. The more people that are watching, the better it is for 5-pin bowling and this sport. So, yeah, if you're watching, thank you so much. But go an extra step further and share the post to your networks. That would be just wonderful. Thank you again. So a little bit of a different lineup change for both of them, isn't it, guys? As we look through the past lineups out there, that it's interesting that a couple of adjustments, but we'll roll with that. Obviously, Eric has played lead off a little bit with the Kingpins. Victor's played a little bit of lead off with the Dream Crushers. But as injuries and as things arise, adjustments get made, don't they?
Yeah, Gino played earlier, I think, in the leadoff hole too.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too with both these lineups, that they're just so deep that you could literally put anyone anywhere, and you're going to get a good result in the end as long as you're on your game.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess you play the whole season to kind of experiment with different things, and then you kind of culminate to a decision based on the whole season and see where it comes out.
These Dream Crushers, they're not fooling around.
I think, as much as the Dream Crushers, they had it pretty good for that regular season, and for them to fall up short, I think, and not get that first, there's a little bit of kick. So I'm expecting them to come out here firing for sure.
They are looking to crush some dreams for sure.
Yeah, that's a solid team, and that half point. I mean, their last 2 weeks of the year, pardon me. I mean, there was 3 points that they took out of the 2 games. So,
Now, what do you think? What do you think having this youth tournament beside them? How does that change their mentality? Do you think they're going to be not as aggressive on the lane? I do see like they're literally bowling right beside them.
I think personally for the Dream Crushers, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
because I think they're using lanes 3 to 16, so there's that lane 2 in the middle. But I think sometimes Dream Crushers comes out a little flat, like not enough energy, and I think this will help them with the energy side of things. Yeah, immediate energy, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you can't come out with a better start than what they just did in the first frame, and they all struck.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're putting on a show for those kids for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's
too,
the thing.
right?
You can
Like,
get immediately into that vibe and into that wheelhouse and just like, hey, let's put on that show right away.
Yeah.
Come out firing. And Heartland, we definitely know that they increase the tempo as a game gets going. So we'll want to watch that to see how far they when that starts coming into play.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Sean Schwartz with his first ball of the match, and he's played an unreal season for this team. So definitely like to see him continue it into playoffs.
Yeah, he's definitely an MVP candidate for sure.
Yeah, is 281 average for the season so far. I mean, can't ask much more from a pro than that.
Yeah, 281 and a 6 points. Right, I mean that's some high stats for Sean.
Mm-hmm.
He just got that swagger going.
Yeah, and some high praise from all the crews and people that have been watching. I mean, Sean's definitely deserved it. He's put a lot of work in. We know the effort that he's put in down there, that he deserves what he's getting here. So nice to see. And then we've got powerhouse Jen Baker that I know has had, a couple of down weeks, but is also, she's Jen Baker here. We're talking about, guys. This is our, premier female in the country and just a powerhouse bowler that can stick with anybody. So
yeah, if you put something on the line, she's going to come alive, right?
Yeah. Love the vibe that the Kingpins have done this year as well for Heartland down in the Stettler area. And I mean, treating it like a professional team. Their advertising, their sponsors, the support that they've been getting from that community has been fantastic. And they're pushed. They're trying to build, right? This is their this is the professional team in Stettler.
Yeah, it's been very well received by the community and everything like that. So it's cool. Hey, and they didn't have all strikes, but they're keeping the black mark train going.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting to watch Gino there. Obviously, he knew that his team was finishing after the Dream Crushers because they all got strikes, but he was quick on the lane to get up and attack that first shot.
I remember AJ's last game, he punched the one. I don't know AJ too well, but he hits the middle and he throws really hard. So
yeah, he definitely looks like a bowler that could string him.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few players in the league like that where they're a little bit off on the middle or whatnot, but they can run strikes.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. Like even guys like you, Jeff, like you don't know a lot of these guys, so it's different for people to get their name out there and other people to see them. And
it's exciting for a bowler like me. I mean, I enjoy all types of bowling. To kind of get a little more exposure to some bowlers that I wouldn't normally see unless, if I'm watching the WCBT or something like that, then I might see some people. But I mean, there are a lot of really good bowlers across the country that we just don't get exposure to. And this league is really good for getting that little extra exposure.
Yeah. And then giving the people the confidence
to
maybe come out to some tournaments and events.
For sure.
Kind of get your feet wet a little bit here. Yeah, I like it.
Not getting ahead of ourselves here, but obviously, we're talking expansion and level of interest and different things. And I think that's exactly it, Jeff, is that, other people have been exposed to a tournament format and different tournaments. They're not able to always travel across the country to play in all these events, but certainly, the opportunity rises to play in something like this might excite them. And
I mean, you just think we all know, a large number of bowlers that, you think are fantastic that, if anyone else in the country had ever seen them bowl, they wouldn't know who they were. And, you almost feel like that the sport has been cheated by not getting to see them perform. And, I mean, I know Alberta's no different, but same in Ontario, we have some top flight bowlers that you just never get to see because they don't put themselves out, in the bigger events anyway. They don't put themselves out there.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fun going through the Ontario and all the other zones rosters on the podcast the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, amazing the number of players out of the Ontario zones, men's team, if I'm looking at, were so strong. I mean, you're 8, 9, 10 teams deep that were, very solid.
Yeah.
That's
the thing with, especially with Ontario, where, you know, if you're going to nationals, you're going to see a lot. I mean, I guess the last quite a few years, and it hasn't been the case, but a very a wide variety of representation, you know, across all the categories. But, you know, I mean, we've just got a lot of land space with a lot of good bowlers on it, and we're not so centralized. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I see this frame here, guys. Dexter was up and at him early. Obviously knew that, you know, they were waiting and watching Jen. And as soon as they, you know, knew that she was likely to win that ball, that Dexter was up and at him and going.
There as well.
It might be a little storyline to watch between Gino and Dex, who's the first one to act.
That's the thing too. Like a really good leadoff bowler can feel a momentum change. And, you know, I mean, we're only starting the third frame now, but you can kind of feel like after, you know, a strong first frame by the Dream Crushers, a couple head pins, and, you know, they're maybe on their heels a little bit, where, you know, I mean, you get 10 frames to make it happen. So the second frame, if you kind of lose momentum, you know, you need to make some sort of momentum switch here. I mean, it's necessary. You're going to do it.
We got a frozen screen there on the left. Oh, it's coming back.
The old Stetler internet. Questionable, is it?
I've always thought too, is like, let's say the team starts out with a couple triples and like the team's just rolling in the first 3 frames. Like a team, you cannot panic because not everybody's shooting 350 here. So I think a lot of the times we just get like behind the ball a little bit and you start panicking and teams freak out. It's like, no, there's lots of games. There's like the blue. Yeah. It's like the baseball game the other day. It's like the first or second inning. Like, whoa, slow down here. Let's not panic.
Oh, he knew right out of his head.
Yeah, that's Eric. I like the finger point sometimes, these guys. I mean, that's just the natural thing for them to just...
I don't know. You love to see that passion, right? Like, it makes bowling exciting to watch when you can see somebody, you know, have that emotion right as soon as they let the ball go. You know, it kind of gets you a little bit fired up yourself to watch it.
I love it. It's fun to watch. Exactly. Like
Eric's a fiery guy when he's throwing. We've shown him the foot stomp and the loud noises and
the woo.
Yeah.
I think with Eric is the key to be careful about not getting too worked up.
Yeah.
For him. But he wasn't sure about that one.
He wasn't. He didn't start walking away. The second one was a little bit of swagger.
Victor's just laying her down just a hair.
Couple of unconventional misses for Victor. No, Victor Fulber too. Another unbelievable season. 274 average, 6 points. You know, I think he ran up against a couple of big games in his game 7th and 8th. Otherwise, Victor was, I mean, just steamrolling the league there.
Yeah.
But fantastic season from Victor Fulber for sure. Another guy on the Dream Crushers list we're looking at the top of the rankings here, Adam Weber, right there, anchor, you know, just so steady down there, all 80 frames, 287 average, 5 points to count for.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, he's got to carry 2 Wisemans, and that's not an easy feat, right?
Yeah. If we were looking at the list of standings of the stats report, the Wisemans are a little bit lower down, so you're right.
I mean, Tim is usually pretty good as long as he stays away from the broom handles. You know, when they start hitting him in the face, then he's a little, you know, gets himself in a little bit of trouble.
Gets out the magic cape. Him and Katie. Yeah. So look at this. Gino's ready to go already, hey?
Yeah.
Looks like he's just gunning.
Like I said, you know, you can feel the momentum. You know, they come off another strong frame. They had 3 strikes, 2 spares, and they're all working, you know, on multiple marks here pretty much. And the Dream Crushers are reeling a little bit here. And, you know, get out there and start piling on while you can.
Yeah, I think Heartland's probably got a little bit of a lead right now. I can't tell exactly, but like when I'm doing leadoff, I just go when the guy's done for me. I don't really think about the go first, go last type of thing, but a lot of guys do.
I know, like whenever I bowl leadoff, I treat it as an advantage on pace. So I always try and get up there, especially if you're playing against a team that, you know, you're probably not going to experience it in in this league so much, but a little lesser experience of a team or a bowlers. You can get up there and throw a strike, and then your next guy get up there and throw a strike, and then you're on your third bowler, and someone, your opponent's pinning out a head pin in the first spot. That score looks very skewed. So now they put a little pressure on themselves. It looks like maybe they're down by 100 and change, and they might only be down by 40. That really adds up, and you can really kind of mess with the psyche of your opponent if you can get up there and make that math look a little bit different than it really is. Oh, speaking of the broom handle, he just got it right there.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
that was
a commentator curse there, bud. All right, see if AJ can get a strike here. Needed that. All right, chop. Now, what sort of a leash are we looking for coaches to be, leaving here? You got, obviously Carrie on the bench for them, and then Jackie on the other side. Does playoffs change how long are you going to leave a guy in? And if so, are we looking at anything yet that's concernable?
I mean, to me, it's all about total. The individual points don't work here. So I don't know. It's hard to say right now.
Yeah,
it's tough. Does a change? Yeah, does a pull change in the playoffs? Does a guy have 1 or 2 frames to go, or does he start? Is it a less of a leash because you got to get a different guy in because all of a sudden, hey, it's not there, and
I'm thinking it's got to happen here. 6 frames.
Yeah, I think it's gotta come soon if it's coming. There are other factors too. Like if you've got someone, like if we're going to look at, the Dream Crushers in specific, I mean, Tim's on the middle. He put it a bit on the side this time, but he just didn't get away with it. But if you've got another bowler struggling a little bit as well, and you're not pulling Tim, now you've got 2 people looking at the coach wondering if they're going to get pulled.
Yeah.
If you can make that pull, if you can kind of pull the trigger on it and say, okay, I need to make this move now, you're resetting another bowler as well. And they're not worried about whether they're going to be in and out every ball. Because, I mean, the worst case scenario you can have as a team is having multiple bowlers throwing a ball and staring at the coach afterwards. That means they're not committed to each ball. They're not focused. They're worried about being pulled. If you can alleviate that a little bit by making a pull, and it might not be the right move, but you can give yourself a good chance regardless.
And that's little things that coaches and teammates can do, right? Is just sort of, give them that support, or, don't worry, you're going to go to the end. Let's keep fighting. I'm not looking to pull you. Okay, take a breather. You're not worried about coming out.
But I often think like Tim's hit in the middle. Let's see, he goes up and strikes in 5, punches in 6, and then he's got nothing.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes I've been just doing a lot of analyzing about the pulls and stuff. I think sometimes we hold on to it a little bit too long.
Oh, for sure.
In the middle. But a guy can run a 5-bagger too.
We talk about a Bonnie Doon, and obviously this is where the Alberta Open is next week, and there's almost a leash has to be given for a guy to throw a strike, because if you're on the middle, you're really just only a centimeter off, like a millimeter off, right? So Bonnie Doon, you're that far away from a 5-bagger.
Yeah, it's like right on cue. We got Carrie warming up.
Yeah,
on 2.
Smart play, right? That's what this league is good for, and you can be warming up. So if you're going in, get yourself warmed up and ready to play. That's a weak shot there from Jen. She's got to be. That's got to be on the middle there.
That's the thing too. Like it really, the bowler's personality really matters as well. Like myself personally, if I'm coaching, if I've got someone in the 5 spot, they're in it for the long haul. Because if I trust them, to throw the ball in the 10th, I'm going to trust that any point in time they're going to figure it out if they're struggling during the game. 4 spot, almost to the same extent. I always say that the rule for the 4 spot bowler is to make sure that the 5 spot doesn't have to throw a ball in the 10th. And if you have that much confidence in your 4 and 5, then they're probably not going anywhere. Now, a beautiful thing about this event is, I mean, you've got 5 people in your starting lineup. You can treat that too. So, at any point in time, you could just stick with the lineup and be okay, because they'll figure it out. They're all good enough bowlers. They're going to figure it out.
Yeah. I've even thought about, like, why not top heavy the lineup instead of bottom heavying the lineup? Like, I've just been thinking outside the box a little bit. But all these guys, like you said, are interchangeable, really.
Yeah. I mean, Dexter looks like he's throwing a good ball. He's just not carrying the corner, but he's hanging in there, and he's giving them a chance. And you never know when one of those corners falls, and then that just starts the train for everyone else, and they all start striking again, and it's just as easily done for these guys.
So just a quick reminder for everybody, this match we're playing for 8 points. There's 5 individual match points up for grabs and then 3-point total pinfall. So leadoff versus leadoff for 1 point, second. Everybody's playing for 1 point against their opponent. And then the team total combined scores is worth 3 points. So that's why that team total of 3 is so vitally important. Often get in a situation where it's a 5-3, where only 2 of your individual matches won, but yet you still were able to get team total. So as we look across, we're looking at individual matches, but that overall total is the most important.
Oh, just missed.
Yeah, he's had a bunch of chops, so he's probably getting in his head.
Oh, it's a big shot for Tim.
Big shot for Tim. See, there's that little bit of a leash. Good. Let him go. You're throwing a good shot. Just go throw another one, Tim.
This is where you'll either keep going or...
That's a big spare for AJ, too. Now he strikes in 6, and he's even in his match.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, that's probably what you're thinking, eh? Just if everybody can just beat their guy, and then we'll win total.
Yeah.
Stay with your guy. Well, MVP potential match here, eh? Four.
Yeah, Sean and Victor.
Oh.
Little light on that one. Look from Eric. A little lay down-ish.
Yeah.
Stay aggressive.
Can you see Heartland's total at all?
Oh,
No, they both did the same thing.
Yeah. That's my kind of go-to on my pitch out spares. That's my hardest spare for sure in all of bowling. I actually always joke about it, but it's the truth. In my league at Bowl at Victoria Bowl, and my split spare conversion is higher than my pitch out spare conversion.
Wow. It's something like 50% or 55%. This
surprisingly low.
Very low, very low. It's.
I think it's the subconscious. I just want to hit the middle on the second ball, so you punch every time.
I find it hard to throw your strike ball. Well, I'm not throwing a strike. I'm throwing a spare.
Yeah, you tell yourself that, but like you said,
it's not the same shot. Well, it is the same shot.
Just mind games. Oh. Everyone's just kind of in a little bit of a lull here, eh?
Yeah, lost a little bit of the camera there.
No,
Adam got a strike though. We see that. Might be a good time for a commercial.
Yeah, no doubt. It's got to be pretty close though, I think.
It's definitely very close. Eric obviously leading in his match in the middle there, but his open, and then we got got a strike for Tim. So that makes a bit of a difference. In the fourth hole, Sean's up in his match, but only by a little bit.
565.
Dexter and Gino are both neck and neck. And AJ, we've talked about if he gets a strike that he could be, Matt even in his match. So, yeah, looking very, very even. See if Jen can get this first shot here back on track. That first one, a 3-pin yesterday. Last frame was a little bit loose.
That looked better.
Yeah. There you go. Way better. All right, gang. We'll take a little commercial break. Come back up and keep her going. Stick with us.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centers across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
And back at it, we are good to go, gang. A little bit of technical difficulties, but looks like we're back up and running here soon. So you're good to go, Kingpins, if you're ready. Rock and roll, guys. Second half. Here we are, everybody. 5-pin Pro League, the 5PL playoff time. Game 1. Dream Crushers versus the Kingpins. Both even in the match. Commentators Daryl Bradley, Mark Johnstone, Jeff Young coming at you today. Thanks for joining, fellas. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, nothing crazy going on yet. It's a pretty close match. Nobody's running away with it. So see how they
push
come
the
out of
right
that.
side there. Yeah.
That's where Gino's so good at just picking his wood and making these spares.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Dino's 141. So he's 127 or 130, 128 in 5. Does that sound
Yeah,
right?
he seems like he's just staying out of trouble,
Yeah,
just grinding away, keeping everything black, and avoiding the pitfalls of punching and splits.
well,
This is the joy of live stream technology across the country, and
there's a good
depending on bandwidth. And
I think Gino's 141 is without the spare.
yeah, it looks like it there.
Yeah, the marks don't count.
So 141 and 5 because he's almost 30 per frame, right? 28s
Yep.
and 25s, I think, for the one. So a bit ahead of Dexter. Big strike there for Katie.
I think this is a big shot here for AJ. I think he's got to come up with his half and turn things around.
He didn't release that one. Ooh.
I think there's a bit of trust there in AJ, though, that
Good.
he is that guy like we talked about, the control 4 or 5 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So find the line there, AJ. You got her.
I mean, and that's all you can ask really from your coach too, is that you have that trust from them to know that you can turn it around. I know that kind of can go both ways, but I mean, if you're in a lineup and you don't want to be feel like you're fighting against the confidence of everyone else on the lane aside from just yourself.
And look at the Dream Crushers were joking around there. I think that was Tim's last ball, maybe, if he didn't spare that.
Yeah.
Well, I think
they're obviously going to lose because Tim is chirping me on Messenger while he's bowling, so they can't be working that hard out there.
I was gonna say Victor's on his leash too, but then he throws.
Yeah, I think they both were, right? But that's sometimes the beauty of just knowing you got one shot left. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim's doing a couple of good ones, and Vic's there another good one too. So in the commercial break, reset.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like both teams have, performers that they know how to get it done. So sometimes maybe that commercial break is all you need to kind of reset and, touch base with your game plan and get back at it again, and away you go. Oh, beautiful.
There you go. Whoa, Weber fell on out of his shot a little.
Sean's fun when he, you know that it's there. He just sort of casually just walks back like, oh yeah, there you go. And the big shot for Baker. She can double up on the last one.
Yeah, teams need some doubles here to gain some pinfall.
Another nice ball. I mean, that's just what she does.
Yeah, a little bit of fire there. I was going to say before Adam went, I felt like this was where Adam was going to start to run a 4 and show his class. But, I mean, he's still 130 at 5. Ripping along. So Gino's got a bit of advantage here in this match. He can go 171 and 6. Up by ball and a half.
Yeah.
Jeff, Dexter, I'm not sure if you ever heard that conversation. Dexter, we were talking about, ball. A strike is, or spare. Do you ever count it as points, or would you count it as I'm down 1 ball or I'm up 1 ball? How was your philosophy? Sort of like the old poker. Your number of big blinds versus the count of the chips. What's your philosophy on that?
I don't know. Like it depends for me. Like I don't get too into that until we get to the end of the game. You just basically, I've only ever had, one person throw a perfect game against me. So if I'm throwing spares, I don't count ball behind or anything like that till I get to kind of the 10th frame. And then when I'm kind of doing my math, going like maybe 8, 9, 10, maybe I'm starting to look more of, I'm 5 pins down plus a ball. I always make sure that adds in there too, because I mean, if you're on a spare and you pitch out, that's 20 count. But if you're on a strike, pitch out, still be a 30 count. And I think that's important to kind of specify to yourself, what your expectations are. And that's kind of like the idea that I like to go into, especially from the leadoff standpoint of bowling. Get up on the lane, get that score looking huge as early as you possibly can, kind of throw everyone off and make them think that the math is a little different than it really is. But then when you get in the 10th frame, I like to hold back and let the math work against yourself. Because if you've got a guy going up in the 10th frame and you decide I'm going to go up on the lane first and throw, and you're on a spare, you might pick a 3-pin and it's an 18 count, and your opponent knows that. If you go second and he goes first, you still might get that 18 count, but his math in his head is saying, I need to throw this shot here because he's going to have a 30 sitting there. He's not going to say, oh, if he picks a 3-pin, he's got 18. Okay, I'm ahead. And he's not going to look at it like that. So I like to give myself the advantage of holding back and kind of make that math work against them going the other way.
Yeah, I always think worst case scenario if he's going to get the strike as opposed to him missing. I change my mindset though. I try not to think about, I just try to think about my own process and what I'm doing. I'm trying not to think about scores or whatever, because I know I'm good enough. If I follow my process, I'll beat the guy.
It's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's hard, right? Because you're like, you see people that are scoreboard watchers and it's, like people are always like, well, I need to know what I need to get. And it's like, well, are you not trying to throw a strike if you don't, you know what I mean? Like, does that change your mentality? It probably doesn't, but I also get it at the same time that, sometimes you need that little extra fire. And I guess, just the 10th frame in general, it could be the same way.
Yeah. I like to know for sure, but I don't do as much watching as I used to.
Yeah.
Bit of a load up here for the Dream Crushers in 7, all marked so far.
Yeah.
Adam with the chop so far, but
these last 2 bowlers for Kingpins here are gonna carry some weight here. They're going for the old strike triangle here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I mean Gino and Dexter looking very even again now, 177 potential.
That's close.
Ooh, so this is tightening up here a little bit for Heartland. They'll have to shake this frame off and get something going. AJ and the 2 there starting to lose a little bit of ground. He'll obviously have to get himself on the middle, looking to get some marks and close that gap. If that's going to start getting too far away, then you need to close the gap and get as many points as possible.
Yeah. I mean, big shot for Jen here too. Throw the triple and kind of keep everybody.
Yeah. I got this, she says. Victor, massive 2 shots there for him. Obviously, we talked about his leash being a little bit short, and in 6-7 comes back and throws a big double. Tim, another pocket shot. So these guys, good clutch shots when they needed them, for sure.
I keep coming back to it, but that's just what they do.
Yep.
That's why they are where they are. They're just, they're performers. They know where to put the ball, and the pressure won't get to them or the situation. They just know what to do when the time comes.
And just a bit of patience, right?
Yeah.
A bit of reassurance.
A little light, but I would take my chances on that shot every time. Yeah, I feel like this is this 8th frame here. If the Dream Crushers can put up another solid frame, they're going to have the Kingpins on their heels.
All right, solid spare. We're somewhere in the 7s, so 758 to 741, somewhere in there. If I was trying to put my fuzzy beer goggles on, I could probably read that real clear.
I think it's about even. Finally gets one, but Dexter's shots were like really thick or really thin.
That's super cool, actually.
Both of them. Okay, so we got an even match up top. Gino and Dexter are now both square, 177 and 7. We know that. Both of them are striking 8. Katie can take a stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, big shot here.
It's good.
She knew she had it.
She's got it.
She knew she had it.
Huge for Katie too. We talk about she was the only female in the lineup. Their sub was male Carey, so Katie's in no matter what. You're into the end. So huge for her to come out and shoot this triple.
You can on AJ, you can see the frustration. Another chop off, kind of looking around, thinking, what do I have to do here to throw a strike? You put it right there, or just no carry.
And then Tim punches.
And Tim's been all
AJ has like 4 chops.
Yeah.
It's a big shot here now for Eric to come and take a hold of this match, just like what?
Jeez. He gone.
And there's a change.
Yeah.
Does he get the push, Eric? No.
Weisberg out.
Yeah, Tim Weisberg out. And throwing the bomb, but just a little bit beaky in a few, and Carey gets a shot. He's going to come in and see if he can come throw a 90 count.
That's why we pull. That's why we make a pull. Everybody listening, we make a pull so the guy can throw a practice ball.
For sure.
Yeah. I watched this in the Saskatchewan Open several times where they let the guy play his full frame and then they pulled him.
Yeah. If you know he's getting out, get him out.
Yeah. If he's coming out, let the other guy throw a shot.
Vic on the double, going for triple. And a little late on there. Yeah. Okay, so opportunity here, Sean, back into him. So he's a 162 in 7. Opportunity to throw a strike and load up the kingpins here in 9 and 8.
It's almost like back and forth right now.
Yeah.
It is 100%. Yeah.
You can't ask for anything more than this right now.
Yeah. Oh, he wasn't sure.
Nice spare. Yeah, he has a lot of. That was a different angle that Sean's ball came in at.
Mm-hmm. You think too, if this game was any closer, then the Masters viewership would probably struggle because I think everyone would be switching over to watch this match because this is pretty riveting right here.
It must be the commentary.
Yeah. Oh, totally is. Yeah. Good shot there.
Big shot, Jen. That was a great
that
shot
a million times.
Totally fired up coming off the lane.
Yeah.
You can see the difference in that shot and the last one, though, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody, start texting your friends and everybody out there. They need to start logging in now. Get up to a few more viewers. Text your friends. Are you watching this? This is unbelievable.
Oh, and then Adam just does what Adam does.
And again.
You can kind of feel like everybody's getting jacked up.
Yeah, I can feel it in my own self. Yeah, I'm starting to get tense.
Well, I mean, it's go time now, right? You're getting to the nitty gritty. It's 9-10 now. This is whether you're going to win or lose, especially in a match like this.
This is 9-10. You're in the playoffs here, people.
We want Yahtzees and ham bones.
Yeah, nobody wants to go home right now.
Oh, punch for Dexter. got the advantage. And a double going into 10. This is huge for these guys, right? Anybody's Gino taking his time, doing his thing, a little swagger.
Oh, you guys are not cleaning their wood.
Wiseman's just can't get off the middle. Oh no.
Oh, then
Gino got two. So these guys, well, you got to pin away now.
Yeah. So they keep saying pinners are winners, apparently.
So Gino was a 176 there in 7, so he was down by 1, but has an opportunity with these extra pins potentially.
Yeah, that will put him ahead if he cleans up the side.
That puts him ahead.
Big shot here for Katie.
That looks good.
That's a
there's your ham bone.
Ham bone. That was huge.
Yeah.
Massive, Katie. Well
now they got Carrie in there now, so a little bit different personality. Maybe carry some momentum to to 4-5. No pun intended there.
Throws a bomb.
Hey, what do you know? That practice ball paid off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's why we can practice on the side. AJ. Oh, just missing there, AJ.
I'm not throwing some digs out, but I am.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the Wiseman household, though, is bowling's really big in bowling.
Yeah.
You thought about that one for a while, did you?
Ooh.
I was just waiting for you to bring out something like that, or what?
we got inside joke bingo going here. Gotta make sure I take all the jabs at the Wisemans that I can.
Yeah.
I got to think Dream Crushers probably have a good 50, 60 point lead here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Katie's, 240 and a half there.
That's the difference right now, really.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's a huge swing in that match alone.
Well, there's an open there,
6.
though, in 9. So Sean can throw double. Sort of closes that gap a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, see what he does here. Right? They're all team effort. Oh, he got it, too. Didn't see the visuals. So there's...
No, they're both over 1,000 now.
The guy's going to have to get a trusty calculator here.
Yeah. It is a little tough because, I've been trying to keep score along the way, but the kingpin score is hard to read.
Actually, I thought it said 1,000, but I think it says like
922, maybe?
I thought it was 922, but it didn't seem like it was enough.
There's the Adam Weber double. Oh, Sean. So a couple of tough pouches for these kingpins here, and 9.
Baker's going to need a double here.
Yeah. But that's why she's down there, right?
Yeah.
If you want to trust in a bowler to make that happen, you got the right person down there. Now, what's your thoughts too going in the 10th frame? Now you're looking at the Dream Crushers, and they're waiting for 2 bowlers to finish up. They've had a decent frame. 3 strikes in there. Going in the 10th, what do you prefer in that situation? Do you want to be able to get right back up there and start that 10th frame, or do you want to hold back and watch your opponent throw the 9th?
I think that they'll want to get up and just get ripping.
You have to wait until they're done their full frame.
Oh, I get that, but I'm just saying from the standpoint of when you're in say you're bowling in the open, do you want to just get up there and throw again, or do you want the other team to feel the pressure of you watching them?
I think you want to get up there and go. That's the way I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's no ball for ball rule in this, as there is in the open, or at least in Alberta there is.
Oh no!
Oh, punch there.
Now they're in big trouble here.
Darn. Yeah, I think that the Dream Crushers will just continue to do their thing, not overly watch what's happening in behind them. They'll probably obviously see that here there's a couple of punches in 9, so they're not as loaded up. It might be a little bit different if they were all loaded.
Mm-hmm.
But Dex is obviously eager to get up there in any situation, so I imagine he'll just get up and go.
Yeah, he'll be throwing 2 balls before Gino Pulls out his wedgie. 210.
And Gino's up and
Just
going.
like that.
So no, yeah. So Gino's up 210, 207.
Oh, see, Dexter's watching him.
Okay, so
See, I
a little bit of
wouldn't
a
watch
light.
there. I would just go bull because it wouldn't really matter.
I think he was waiting. I was thinking he was waiting to make sure that they were done because there was a frozen screen. So I'm thinking that was probably more of it.
I was just saying, it almost felt like he was watching though. Like as soon as he seen
Yeah.
the chop, he was like, okay, and then off he went. You know.
Yeah, and he just got pumped over that strike.
Yeah.
So Dex has a max 252.
Oh, he missed.
Gino misses his spare at 210, so he's at 225. So Dex just needs a pin for the Dream Crushers to take their first point.
It's amazing to see the scores are quite a bit lower than they normally have been, eh? Just because of the pressure.
Yeah, I think so. Or I mean, there was a lot of punches here, right? Katie had 2 punches. Dex had 2 punches. Tim, we had 3 punches.
Yeah, people are just squeezing the ball a little bit more.
No, a double 3-pin for
AJ,
Dex. There's something.
I feel like
there's AJ strike.
I feel like they're bowling both under very different dynamics too. You know, you got the Dream Crushers are probably bowling in a really loud bowling center with lots of kids and a tournament going on, and Kingpins are bowling, you know, kind of isolated. And
yeah,
I feel like that could affect your scores either way. You know what I mean?
That was a big total count there.
Yeah, we were looking for a Yahtzee though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the top 2 have a good 100-point lead on the other top 2. Obviously, Eric's going to need these. He's the only one with a mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna need them all, right? So to get to a 294 or something.
Katie can finish with a clutch 300 game here. 290.
Oh.
It's gonna be tough to dig themselves out of this hole here.
And you got Adam Weber sitting with a double coming home there.
Yeah,
looking like the writing is on the wall, unfortunately, for the Heartland Kingpins, and great work, obviously, by the Dream Crushers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at the 3, 4, 5 for Dream Crushers; they have a whole lot of experience down there. You know, just guys that are known winners, and it's tough to kind of do an uphill battle against the numbers, but then also have that kind of experience to battle against as well. I mean, they're hardened veterans; they understand how to win a game.
Yeah, and it's the game's not over until the 10th, and you just keep playing every ball, every shot. Not that Heartland doesn't, but just the pro side of the Dream Crushers.
Carrie's out there throwing like it's 10 years ago, just throwing bombs.
Does this change coaches' thought for next match, or is it no? We won the match. You go back, and we know now maybe the leash can be a lot shorter for these guys. That Carrie can come in and throw bombs, right? Or do you get excited and or put Carrie into the lineup? No, that's the coaches. Robert's waving the right flag, bud.
I don't have a clue what I would do.
I would probably leave Carrie on the bench and have Tim come in and throw, but the leash is a lot shorter.
I feel like, and also, it's up for interpretation with the bowlers themselves. Have that conversation with the bowlers. How do you guys feel? Carrie be like, I feel unreal, and Tim be like, I don't know, something's off. That could weigh your decision one way or another. Or, Tim could be like, oh man, I feel great. I just feel like I'm just one strike away from, taking off. And then, that might weigh your decision the other way. I mean, either way, if you've got Carrie on the bench and he's throwing bombs like that, there's not going to be any hesitation to make a pull and put him in.
Yeah. And here you are with Victor. He's Tim again hit the middle 8 times, and Victor's missed the middle 4, maybe 5 times. Very unconventional for Victor. So is that a change you're looking at? Or no, it's fine, guys. We won 6-2, or we won. I don't know what it's going to end up being here. 7-1, maybe.
I think if I was doing it,
7-1.
This is a tough decision, but I mean, all these guys are really good, so it's hard to take them out. But if I was going to make a change, I probably would. Victor would be the guy. He's missing the middle too much.
Yeah.
But
I think
but man, the guy
next,
could throw a 380 next game. So I don't know.
yeah, I think the next match format makes a difference too, right?
It's
Yeah,
2
you got
point,
2
2
games.
games. Yep.
So
Nice finish, Jen.
Yeah, still a great game.
281.
there's Weber.
Yeah, just so much
and
fun.
Adam was just able to
8, 9,
another
10.
gear. Yeah.
Better 8, 9, 10. I mean, you have 8, 9, 10. You got Katie with double corner, Dexter double and 10, the middle guy 4-bagger. Like, yeah, they all finished really good. Heartland just punched a lot in the last few.
Yeah, just at the end there.
So we're gonna have the Dream Crushers against the Paradise Marvel. Are the Paradise Marvel full attendance today, or?
I believe they are. Yeah, I don't think we have any roster changes and moves we needed to make.
That's got to be a challenge for that team to come up with who's playing.
Yeah, they've had a couple emergency spares, but I don't know if Melinda is back or not. I guess we'll find out here shortly.
I don't think so. I mean, definitely Tracy would be in there, and Tracy's one of the leading candidates for female MVP too.
I mean, you can't really ask too much more for that first match, though. I mean, just some great bowling, a little bit of drama here and there, and overall, a very well bowled match by both teams.
Yeah, just one team finished a bit better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there we have it, folks. The Dream Crushers advancing against the Kingpins. So the Dream Crushers will then be placing against the Paradise Marble. We'll just wait for our managers to come back into the camera view. Kingpins, if you want to have anybody else come along with you, that's fine. Sean, Jen, Gino wants to come on. We can do a quick little hello and goodbye. Dream Crushers will... anybody wants to come and say hi, Adam, you threw a big game, or if it's just Danny and you guys want to keep focused, that's cool too. So let's go like this, guys. We'll just remove this out of there. Johnny is in there. Oh, we don't need that, guys. There we go. Wait, just a couple of clickers. So there we have it, guys. First match, Dream Crushers over the Kingpins. Put up a good fight. Obviously, Kingpins got a little bit loose and a little bit punchy in the end, but like we're saying, the Dream Crushers experience just sort of took over there, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
was an exciting match.
Yeah, it was exciting. Up 6-7 frames, it was dead even, and then Dream Crushers pulled away near the end. Just had some good finishes. Yeah,
I'd say Katie's triple in there too were big to sort of overtake. Yeah. She had the punch in 3 and 5. That sort of slowed things down a little bit, and AJ could have had the chance to come in, but he unfortunately wasn't able to get anything going. And then that's when Katie, threw the triple and just kept things rolling.
And they're probably missing Shauna coming in too. That definitely played a factor, I think. Yeah,
definitely miss Shauna coming in there. Robert, your camera is sideways, so we'll see if we can get. Might have to turn our heads while we talk to you, but we'll bring it. There you go. Thank you. All right, gang, we're going to bring in our managers, Danny and Robert. Thanks for joining us, guys. Robert, first to you, bud. Obviously, fantastic season. Congratulations for all the efforts for the Heartland Kingpins. Getting to the playoffs in this league is obviously the first feat, and you accomplished that. Fell up short in that match, but at the end of the day, it's a solid season and a good game there. Overall thoughts from you.
Yeah, we're proud of everybody that bowled this year with us, and happy for all the support we've had. And yeah, a lot of them could have been holes, need some strikes instead of spares. Then we're still in it, and then we get into head pin trouble at the end there. So it is what it is. Congrats to the Crushers. They're a super awesome team. but we gave her a go. We were just a little shy today.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Obviously, you guys, we're in some matches. Gino was pinning away early. Him and Dex were in the match, and then they both punched in 8 or punched in 9. That could have given an opportunity for Gino to take control. AJ, unfortunately, didn't get a whole lot going. Eric was rolling, but then sort of slowed down a bit. Sean obviously had a fantastic season, and he was going. And then Jen, had a good go too, but just couldn't stay with Mr. Adam Weber. But like you said, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You're right. And while we got you, I just want to say thanks to you, Daryl, Johnny, Kreitz, everybody that has put this on. Our team had a great time, and the Kingpins will be back. Don't you fear. And we had a blast, and good luck to the Dream Crushers in their next round against Paradise.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Right
Congratulations to you guys. I'm pretty happy for you guys. You guys had a good season.
Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, you betcha. And Danny, got the job done. Obviously, a little bit of stress probably in the middle of the match there for some, but that's when the experience and professionalism of the team just sort of, stayed in it, take down. Did you have to give any sort of wise speeches at some point, or how did things go?
No, it was kind of frustrating because I couldn't even see the scores. I didn't know who was winning, who was losing. I didn't know what the team totals were. I was just trying to guess to see who I was going to pull. So it was, it all worked out well, but everybody definitely pulled through and in the second half of the game for sure.
Yeah. It was
Did you start thinking? Sorry, Mark. Did you start thinking about? Obviously you had Tim, who was, punch aces, but he was on the middle. Then you had a guy, Victor, who missed a couple of times. So was that sort of the consideration at some point? And then obviously later on, Tim punches again, and you get Carey in to come and throw 4 strikes. That's huge for a guy coming in and throwing those, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it also it's better that we had at least 3 people going, so makes your life a little easier as a coach. So you only have 2 choices to pull and not 3 or 4. So it worked out well.
Good. Congratulations. We'll wrap up this match, do a quick commercial, and we'll come back and chat with you and manager from the Paradise to set up the next match. So once again, Robert, thanks for everything you do. Heartland, Pro Bowling is doing well. Good job, and we'll chat with you soon. See you next week.
Yeah, congrats, guys.
Thanks,
Nice
guys.
bowling, guys.
Okay.
Yep. Bye.
We'll be right back, gang.
At Cargill, we have numerous brands and varieties of canola seed to meet any producer's needs. We look forward to helping you create a plan for your 2022 crop. Please contact your local crop input sales rep for any of your canola seed needs. Thank you and enjoy the bowling.
All right, team. So, that's the next week's. My bad. Let's just pull up this guy again. So here we are. We'll have the Dream Crushers advancing. Dream Crushers playing the Paradise Marvel. Now, this match here is worth is 2 games, and it'll be total points. So remember, we talked about 8 points, 8 points. So it's total points here. So we're hoping for not a tie afterwards, and then we got some quick calculations. But anyways, here we are into the final of the Cargill division. Let's bring in our managers for this next match. So we've got Danny Clapp again, and we've got Curtis Kaplan representing the Paradise Marvel. But I don't see him there. Do you guys see Curtis?
I think they're figuring out the camera situation.
No, I said add. Let's just see if I can remove him there, and we'll add him back in. He's frozen. Curtis is frozen right now at the moment. So, Danny, we got you. We'll see if Curtis comes back here in a sec. Curtis is lost there. So I guess a question for you, Danny, as we wait for Curtis to get his stuff there. What any lineup changes or thoughts? Does things change this team? We were obviously talking to hear his commentary. Do you get excited by a guy like Kerry coming in and throwing 4 strikes? Or is that something that, he's threw 4 strikes on the bench, so we're going to leave him on the bench type of thing? Curtis is there. Curtis, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys.
Kerry's going to start this game. Tim's going to be on the bench. So,
and is that the thought?
And throws
you like Tim
strikes at the start.
Right, keep it going. So he's got 4 in a row. See if you can keep him going. So he's good. Okay, and then Tim. So Tim will be on the bench. Is that the plan this game then? Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, and Curtis, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, you got to have the first game bye. I remember last time in your regular season, you guys played at the 9 a.m. and you came in super early and had a practice game. Have you guys been there now for 2-3 hours watching this game, playing, ready to go, or how's the
we came in early again. We actually have a full team. I got a pool available if I want, so we went a little 3-on-3. And we're ready to go.
Nice to have the full team together. You didn't have to call in and emerge. Yeah.
Mark's got a tournament in here right now, so he's helping out the first game just to make sure that's going all smooth. So he's going to be the one that sits out, unfortunately. But we're still set up pretty good.
Will he be the 7th player or the 6th player?
He would be the 7th. Yeah, Mel's in. She's good to go.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if she was ready.
And how is it with a full bowling center of kids or people playing? That's similar to what the Dreamers are doing with their Sherwood too.
Yeah, we figured they must have had something going on since they were on lane 1 there. So they love it actually. They like the extra noise kind of. So
that's a vibe. Okay, well, cue us up then with your lineup for this match.
Okay, I got Tracy leading off, Mel 2nd, Mike's 3rd, Bobby's 4th, and Brian is cleaning up with Robbie on the bench.
And Rob on the bench, and then Mark Miller not available for this one.
Yeah.
I got a question for both of you guys, actually.
Yep.
How's the vibe from the other people in the lanes? Are they kind of checking it out? Are they interested in what's going on? Do they know what's going on?
I think a lot of the kids were watching for sure towards the end of the game when we were making more noise.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we got some, like, it's all adults, so some of them watch the streaming, so that's kind of cool. They got kind of know what's going on. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. I was just curious.
Well, big powerhouse match.
I was just say that'd be a good opportunity as well, just especially with the youth program, to kind of introduce them to this kind of event or form of media for them to watch some bowling, because some of those kids are really dedicated to watch.
That's kind of what I was getting at, is see if there's interest in getting the word out, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good vibe, and especially if there's people in the center, then they see what's going on. Oh, okay, now I'll go to YouTube or go to wherever to Facebook to check things out and to start following along. It's a great way to get some more fans and followers. So, love to see it. Okay, gents, we got a powerhouse match here to go. So, first and second place, regular season only split by half a point. We're expecting some big scores and some big energy coming in this game. So, best of luck to you both.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, good luck.
Are we reconvening after the first game, or how does that look?
I don't know. Are we? Do we need to? Yeah, I think we'll do a quick little reconvene. So if you guys want to come in after the first game, we'll do a quick little.
Because you could have a lineup
Anything?
change.
Yeah, quick little something, and then we'll get it going quickly. So unless somebody needs a 10-minute break, then they can stall. They can stall for us. So yeah, but good luck.
Okay.
Game number 1.
Okay.
Good luck,
Okay,
Danny.
luck.
All right, guys, here we go. Well, they'll have to get their names into the machine and set things up, but good to see, the Paradise Marvel with the full team there. That's 7 players strong. And then, again, you look originally at the lineups and the whatnot. This is a powerhouse team, and we expect it to be in the playoffs. And sure enough, here they are. They obviously had to use a little bit of emergency spares. We had a baby in the mix. We had a little bit of COVID complications. A couple of spares. I think we had a Kerry Snyder in there. I think we had Daryl Wood in there one time, right? Yeah. But here they are in the playoffs, and rightfully so. And strong lineup. Mel, her first 4 games of the regular season were all wins, and she was the one that driving that team. And Tracy sort of led the way near the end. Quality looking team.
Brian had some big games in there for sure. I think he had a 350 or something his last game.
Yeah, I mean he's averaging almost 300 on the season.
Yeah,
98.
Oh, spring pull the start. Thanks
Here
everybody
we
for
go,
joining us again. Welcome all the Paradise Marvel fans who are just joining us here now as they're getting going. They're just about to start. The Dream Crushers, who previously beat the Kingpins.
Oh, man, late
Two-game-
18 at Paradise. This will be interesting.
2-game total points. So we're looking for 8 points that are on the table for each match, and each individual match is worth 1. So you've got Dexter playing Tracy, you've got Katie playing Mel, first, second, so forth. So every match is worth 1 point. Team total is worth 3 points. Ultimately, that's the most important points to get is your team total. And of course, we're playing 2 games, so you get a total of 16 points on the line. Interesting to see how we end up at the end. And you guys agree with that lineup change? Little, Tim and Carrie, sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Tim
Yeah.
actually plays good off the bench too.
Yeah, I mean you don't want to leave too much firepower on the bench if it's there, right? I mean we watch Kerry Bowl and he's literally throwing bombs, and to have that sitting knowing it's there, get it out there. If this is for the big match here, I mean you want to kind of go with your best guns, right?
Yeah.
On the flip side, tough decisions over there too. I mean, you got Bobby in. He just made the Masters team, and he's playing well, so I think you definitely need to be in there. Tracy, Mel, Mike, everyone been playing well, but even Miller, who's out right now, has been playing well too.
Well, you look at the Paradise guys. Rob Wolfson's high average in Calgary this year.
Yeah.
Right? Averaging 270. He's had an unbelievable year. We know how good Rob Wolfson can play. Right? Mark Miller, he's a men's team all-star. He's obviously, manager of the bowling center, so it changes things a little bit there. And it's sort of an easy one. Let me just help get the tournament going. But it's tough decisions all around, especially when you got 7 players going. Somebody's going to have to be on the bench and not available, and trust the rest of the team to go and do their job. That's a big start for Paradise.
I can see Kerry having a big game here.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets rolling. It's go time.
And it's like you
I feel
said
like we're
too,
gonna have a couple of big ones.
having Tim on the bench and him being a seasoned player and coming off the bench particularly well, there's that extra comfort and confidence knowing that person is very capable to come in on any position if needed.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's been times where a guy on a team is horrible, and you don't want that guy coming in. So you're trying your best to not have that guy coming in.
Well,
We've all been in a situation like that.
Either he's starting the game or he's just not coming in.
Yeah.
And Dex is back up and out of here, so he is trying to continue the rhythm and the mojo of the team, knowing.
I think he's
you got a couple of strikes there. You got 3, 4, 5 strikes. Let's get it going for 4 and then 5, right?
Yeah.
Laid that down. Dropped that a little early.
Oh.
Is there a fine line of going too quick?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, and that time
for that style, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do think that there is a sometimes to just go a little bit quick. But it's a very fine line, right? And obviously Dexter's made a career to being able to go the hurry up offense.
Yeah.
But there's times it's like, ooh, you got that ball and turned around and went really quick. That even just step off.
Or Mel with a bomb.
And then get up and
go. I think the key in that position is to get up on the lane to get yourself going, but then slow down once you get up there, right?
Yeah.
And that's the big difference. I think a lot of people that bowl at the faster tempo, they get themselves into trouble, that they forget that once they get up there, they can take things easy. They've already taken the lane. They've got it, at the speed they want it to go, and they just go a little quick.
I mean, I had a conversation yesterday with the bowler here at Edmonton that's made the Masters team. Ooh. And his bowling style is really just 1 foot, left foot on the approach, and kind of just getting into a rocking rhythm, and then eventually going. So then I said to him, if you're depending what position and potentially if you're lead off, just get your foot on that lane and just hold it there, right? The guy next to you will know that you're in your approach, but just take a little bit longer. And before you get into your pre-shot routine, just have your foot sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, I've experienced in many opens and masters and stuff like that where there's almost a fight to be that first guy out on the lane, and I've been in situations where the person just doesn't care that you're on the lane already. It's like, no, I'm going. I don't care what you've got going on. I don't care about lane courtesy, and that's a dynamic that they have to look out for as well.
Oh yeah, I've seen I don't personally care if I'm lead off, but I've seen blocking guys.
Oh yeah,
guys on the team blocking the other first players.
The anchor bowler would make sure that they stood in the lane a little longer and then press their button as they walk by, so they couldn't. You know what I mean?
Just the sportsmanship. Can you imagine all these? I definitely remember blocking because it's all the whole. The guy on the right or the way that you move, right? Yeah. And you've got 5 guys that are going around the front of the lane, and you have a leadoff bowler that would want to sneak in front and then go to the bowl. But it's like, no, you follow your team and go around the back, right?
I mean, we don't see it too much anymore, and I'm sure you guys probably experienced the same. But back in the day, there was some really shisty stuff that happened in Ontario where there were instances where there were almost full-out fist fights on the lane for situations like that in particular.
Oh yeah, people hitting the reset button for sure, and fucking with the other team. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I've contentious moments, and you mean you maybe have the initial blow-up moment, but then you're like, okay, let's just take a breather here. Sometimes once you call a guy out, then it's
bottom 2 guys.
If we both want to go first, you get it when you're on the right lane, and I get it when I'm on the right lane. That's the proper way to do it. If both guys are eager to get it,
good frame there. Good start for the marble for sure.
Yep.
There, Dexter took more time there. It's just like you said, he can get up there quick, but everything was quick. That time he was a little more paced.
Timing.
Even fast guys got to watch their tempo too.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about they're an anchor bowler in the tempo, I'm sure that you're not worried about Adam rushing himself up there.
No.
No. I feel like it's fast overall though, guys, right now. It's everybody seems to be going fast. It's going by.
Yeah, we're moving.
Right. We're trying to get back on schedule here.
Oh, look at that thing wobbling.
So remember here, we talk about Katie. Katie's the only female available for this match here for the Dream Crushers.
So
they've got Caitlin, but she's the 7th player. And in this format, the 7th player is not available to be subbed in. So that confidence has to be shown from the rest of the teammates to Katie saying, it's okay, girl, you're in, couple of misses, that's fine. But we got the confidence in you.
Yeah, I mean, we seen it last game where she threw a string in there and it just fire up just that quick, right?
Bomb there from Carrie.
And another thing too, like a real important factor, for someone who is struggling, out of the gate is, to understand that like both of these teams with the firepower that they have, you don't have that sense that, all right, I have to get it going right now. You do have an idea that, we have so much experience and talent that, I'll find it. They'll just keep throwing strikes till I do, and that's kind of like a safety net in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a 10 frame game that you don't have to panic in frame 3 because your team has such experience that I know they've got your back.
In some of my like better performances at say like the Open, I've always had that mentality where it's just like you stop and you think, well, what happens if I don't throw a strike here? Oh, the guy behind me will throw it, or the leadoff bowler will throw it, or you know what I mean? Like, and there's that safety net where it's just like, I don't really need to throw the ball here. You take a little bit of pressure off yourself, to make sure that, it goes a long way to understand that, you have a very capable team and they're going to throw strikes in bunches. You don't have to carry somebody. They can carry you at times as well.
Yeah. You don't have to shoot 380. It's okay.
So here we have Paradise, top 3 sort of opens, a couple of punches. I mean, Mel had the punch in the second, but Bobby and Brian throw a couple of strikes and they're okay. But otherwise, you feel like this panic set in for them, or again, okay, guys, this is just one frame, but knowing that the Dream Crushers are potentially going to start loading up.
Mm-hmm. I think if Bobby and Brian both throw strikes here at the bottom, I mean, they're still looking like they're okay.
Yeah, nothing to panic about.
2 triples there, right? 4-5 for Vic and Adam.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're saying earlier, Jeff. Like the mentality, it looks like you're behind 50, 60 right now. You got 2 guys going, they both strike your head.
And that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people don't understand that there's the game inside the game. And when you're bowling something like this, it's not, not necessarily just bowling that you're dealing with. You're dealing with a lot of other factors. And the really good experienced players that understand that game fully can really use that to their advantage and sway some variables in their favor by making you, put too much pressure on yourself or kind of get out of your game plan a little bit.
Exactly. A little bit of a wait for the Dream Crushers here too.
Yeah, maybe that's the plan. Let's just stall here.
I mean, ideally, you would want to do it waiting to throw the second ball, but
yeah.
But maybe it was just a little bit of a regroup here. Good job, Bobby. But maybe it was a coach's little moment or a little team moment. Hey, guys, let's just have a breather. Bobby, don't go rushing. So, yeah.
Or you pull a Marcello and he stepped in water or something.
The one thing I want to say too is like it's exciting to see a Bobby out there bowling and making a Masters team. I remember when he was a candlepin bowler bowling out east and showing up to the Open not really having any 5-pin bowling experience ever. You know what I mean? And just it's nice to see what kind of a 5-pin bowler he's become.
Yeah, came a long way.
With a lot of work that he's put in for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean it's evident just watching. I mean, he was a good bowler even back then, but I mean, to see him throw the ball now, you can tell that there's a different level to his game that he might not have had 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's been great about events like the WCBT, the Open, the Masters, now the Pro League. I mean, there's so much available for high-end bowlers out there.
Yeah, and let's be honest, there still needs to be more. Like this is an awesome event and an avenue for people to watch bowling. But I mean, talking to a lot of people, the thirst is there to see more. And, it's on a lot of the other provinces to kind of step up a little bit and, kind of take the reins a bit as well and carry on with this.
So we got double punches now from Tracy. See what Dex does here. Gets the spare.
Whoa, whoops. Leaving some pins up there.
Yeah, do we start to think because of those three? I mean, again, that's way too early, premature. We talked about this last time with the Dream Crushers. We let them have a leash a little bit.
That was better for Katie.
But you've also got a guy in Rob Wolfson that's sitting there on the bench. I wonder if he's going to start throwing some balls. Remember, if he's allowed to stay warmed up and be good to go, that if called upon, he's ready to go.
I just seen his head there. I think he grabbed his balls.
I mean, you're looking at Tracy too. Like she's a strike away from putting herself right back in it again.
Yeah, I would not. I would still give her a bit, but
yeah.
And she's not like she's got a match against her that's being blown away. At the most, she might be down by a ball.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe two, but
the first two are pretty close. Yeah.
And again, Tracy, MVP caliber of the league. That you've got a leash. You can do it. She's one of the top female bowlers in the country too. There's Carey. Carey's played great, so he's 7 out of 8 strikes.
Paris got to get back on the schneid, as they say. Well, you could tell he missed right there.
Yeah, a little droppy right, he knows. Oh, there you go, Mike.
Mike's looking to have a breakout game here.
But just as much as the Dream Crushers have the professionalism and the steadiness and the withal to hang in there until the end, the Paradise Marvel is exactly the same.
For sure.
We might get a little bit more glitz and glamour with the Crushers just because of the 5-pin U guys. But at the end of the day, Paradise, and these are the veterans of Calgary and that department that they know too, that stick with it, hang with it. You get 2 big frames in a row, then you can get 3, then you can get 4, right?
I mean, they're the top seed, and I don't think they fluked their way to the top seed.
No.
So they can perform.
Yeah. So the patience, no pressing, but you got to throw the shot.
Yeah, they won their last game they did it when they needed it. Whoops.
But they will have their work cut out for them this game because it really looks like the Dream Crushers are starting to gain some steam and they're getting rolling here.
Yeah, and you get those guys in 3 and 4. I know there's only 4 frames in, but we're looking at 2 300s there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like it's 478 to 390.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like you're looking at those guys and you're talking about the glamour and the glitz a little bit, but if you're seeing a bowler like the ability that they have, and you see them start throwing a few strikes, then you're like, well, this could easily be a 350 or 360 from each of them. Sometimes if you've got a different persona throwing 3 or 4 in a row, you don't have that same urgency to, make sure that you're getting going here, because I mean, those guys throw monster games all the time, and you can be like, this is just another start of a monster game, and that might get you pressing a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, then you got a guy like Brian there who's been unreal too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
and super steady. I mean, Brian Hurst, looking at his stats there, Mark, 298 average for 5 games, 4.5 points. Monsters.
Yeah. You just can't panic. I guess you just got to keep doing what you can do.
There you go, Tracy. And a nice shot by Dex.
It's a little bit of difference for both of them.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like you look at that after 4 frames. I mean, Tracy's only 21 down, with both strikes and 5. So, she's right in it. And one slip up from Dexter and a double next frame, and she's in driver's seat just like that.
Ooh, little thin. Do you think it's grinding on Katie a little bit?
Yeah, it's. I'm sure she's a little bit tight, but they got great teammates, great friends there, just keeping her loose.
Yeah.
Trusting her shot, and whatnot. But this is certainly an opportunity here for Mel and Paradise to. That's a match I can gain some separation if possible.
Yeah, no pull available there.
Right, so she goes 110 there. She's 40 pins up, which takes away the points that you're down in the 4-hole.
Whoa.
There's a rocket there from Carey.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, like the dynamic of the team. If someone's struggling, say like Katie, it doesn't just fall on the coach, but the other teammates to understand everyone's personalities and how to get that bowler going and feeling comfortable. And not everybody's the same, and certain things that you can say to one bowler might be detrimental to another bowler, and just understanding everyone on the team and how they click. They can probably just throw a couple words of encouragement out there and get her going just as easily, just like that.
And I think that's the benefit of playing with your buddies and being able to pick your own team. You can pick people to play with. That that was a leaner.
That was bad.
For Rick or for Victor, is that you can rely on the other buddies. There's lots of teams out there that are, each individual members are they're all friends, right? So they're giving that words of encouragement and they're suggesting things and they're talking things through. It's not just resting on the shoulders of the manager to have to say everything to the bowler.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. Like your coach has a very defined job, but I mean, your other players can make it easier for that coach, and especially if they're all very seasoned and experienced, like both these teams are, to know how to treat a situation. If someone's struggling, to be able to help talk them out of it, it's only going to make your team more successful in the long run.
You guys have missed the Hambone call last year.
Oh, we did. Let's see the Yahtzee then.
Somebody asked me what 7 is, and I forgot to comment.
7 Up? What is it?
Do I say it now or do I wait till there's another 7? I guess Bradley Titcat had a 7 last week and I didn't notice.
Oh, well, we
Match
know
was
that
over, right?
we're Hambone, we're Yahtzee, we're 6-pack. What's a 7?
Deadly 7.
Deadly 7?
Yeah.
Did you make
There's
that
a
up?
reference to that. There's a small reference to that.
Oh.
The Deadly 7.
Deadly.
This isn't going to be something like 7, 8, 9, is there?
No.
That's a
a
terrible joke.
reference to the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, gotcha. Kudos to both anchor bowlers though for getting chop spares. Man, those are tough spares to make.
Yeah.
All right, gang. Here we are, halfway mark. Probably a little bit of a lead, obviously, for the Dream Crushers, but not something unsurmountable for
100.
the Paradise Marvel. Quick commercial. We'll see you in a couple.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centres across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
All right, and back to the action. Here we are, second half, game number 1 of the final of the Cargill divisions. Dream Crushers versus Paradise Marble. Dream Crushers looks like they got a 620-31 total. Paradise has a 518. Maybe the commercial break is exactly what the Paradise needed. Get things going. Remember, this is a 2-game final.
Just much better tempo there.
Yeah, he's certainly quick in his
Ooh.
approach, but sometimes almost too quick getting on the lane and going.
Yeah, he just wasn't catching up to his arms. Like his arm swing wasn't catching up to himself.
Oh, here we
There's
go.
a good one for Katie.
Talk about a good break for her, eh?
Yeah. A little time to reset.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably got a little bit of pet talk and maybe a little bit of a ribbing or something from her teammates, and away you go, right?
Yeah.
Now, is that something that you guys would experience in the Open or Masters? Or you would just sort of take a little team reset? I mean, obviously in this Pro League, we have a formal commercial at Game 5. But is that something that you've taken and you said, hey, guys, let's just gather here. Let's take a step back and have a little huddle? Or is it always just full bore, it's your turn, you got to go?
No, I think at times you need to have a little chat.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, there's sometimes you need to hit that reset button and start over, kind of get back to your game plan. Sometimes things get away from you a little bit when you're in the moment, and
Yeah, you get caught up.
a little chance to kind of step back and kind of look at it at a different view and get back at it. It's important too.
I would think a poll would be coming here soon.
Yeah, the tough thing is they got the top 3 there, and which match are you going to go and get?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You got to go win a match. Now you're looking at maybe not. Total's not gone, but you're.
I'm not even looking at the match. I'm looking at we need more points, so I'm probably going in the 2 slot because Mel's missed the middle of 3 of the last 4 frames.
But she's still in the lead.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah,
I was been talking about that. We need more points, like total points, because it doesn't matter. The match points don't really matter. It goes on. Well, I guess this one it does a little bit more. Because if you're playing one game, you just got to win total and you win. Right? Even if you go 4-4, if you have win total, I think you win.
Oh.
Ooh.
We know someone who didn't want that break.
Damn commercials, he's saying.
Yeah.
Well, he's the old guy on the team, I think, right? You season up.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying. If you play a Sunday at a cash tournament or whatever, and you're not on both sides, like sometimes you got to wait a good hour.
Mm-hmm.
Have an exercise bike handy.
I know. The last time we had a club tour on Ice Kick.
Oh.
We had a club tour at Nebs. We did the format, the A side B side format 3-game match.
Yep.
And I just remember I went up both sides pretty far, and I had said if I lose one side, I'm done, because I'm gonna have to sit, and then when I come back and I'll seized up and I'll be in big trouble. And I ended up throwing 27 straight games without a break, which was beneficial to me, because as soon as I was done, I was done.
And here we see a sub coming in. So Rob Wolfson is coming in for Bobby Kite in the 4 spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. They're all the same, but I think it had to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sub had to be done somewhere there.
Well, that's
now
too.
They can set. Yeah.
Where I was saying earlier that might be a situation to help, the other 3 out as well. If they're struggling a little bit, they're not looking over their shoulder, wondering if they're getting pulled. Now they know they're committed to the game, so they kind of need to, buckle down and get it going. They don't have to worry about that cloud kind of floating over them. Am I still going to stay in this game? Am I not? Is this my last shot?
Yeah, I agree.
And when you're playing in a situation too where it's the 2-game match, if you can get those guys going, and they might be freewheeling in the next game, and you could go 7-1 loss and then come back and win 8-0, and it could be just as easy as that. A little bit
But
of
you definitely need
confidence
to
and find your thing.
need to take some points here, right? So
Mhm, for
Paradise
sure.
has to get going, and you got to get 2, right? Because the 6-2 is a lot easier than a 7-1 or an 8-0.
For sure. Yeah. I don't think any of these teams you're looking at going 8-0 against.
Yeah, that's pretty.
You're gonna have there's gonna be one runner, right?
Whoa! They just split.
Yeah.
And you just got to start somewhere. Right? Throwing
I mean, we got lots of game. No reason to
Yep.
panic.
Yep.
Everyone just keep throwing.
That shot by Tracy there, I always say that's what good rotation gets you. Through a good rotation, you're going to carry those tighter shots.
This point is really important.
Oh.
And keep that match tight. And that's one that for sure Paradise needs.
Mm-hmm.
I still probably would have done this pull here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it the other way. I mean, I don't know if the 4 spot is the one. I mean, I definitely think you need to take the win, but I mean, right now, 3 frames to go, that Mel's still in the lead. She's still got the hammer. So if you're hoping she's going to figure it out and keep that win going and trying to chase a win somewhere else, that might be the better strategy. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think about it differently a little bit now.
Yeah.
And Bobby wasn't on the middle either.
Yeah.
Right. So that
could be a personal choice too, right?
Bit erratic to get them right. You're not blasting middles. So.
Yeah.
Carrie's been solid coming in this.
Carrie's been great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to make him, team, everybody feel good.
Oh, I think he missed it.
Yeah. Looks like it's falling off there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at it right now. They need to find lightning in a bottle here somewhere from somebody to turn something around.
We're sitting at a 7-1 here. I mean, Brian's not out of his match by any means, but everybody's going to need to load up strikes. But then best case is you get yourself ready for next game by throwing good shots and trusting your shot and knowing where you got to do. Now you're going to come out and do the exact same thing back to them.
Yeah.
And Rob not doing anything different than anybody else.
Boy. Man, you gotta take at least 1 or 2 here. You think that playing the warm-up game was a bit of an advantage?
For the Dream Crushers, absolutely it is. Yeah. Team situation, competitive situation, you're warmed up, you work out the kinks. I mean, you can come in and play your warm-up game, but it's not the same as playing an actual game.
Now, kind of looking ahead, not counting on it, but if this game were to go 8-0, does that change our lineup knowing they only need, half a point? This next game.
Do we match up? Do they
you looking to, put, say, if Adam's your hottest bowler right now, are you looking to put him somewhere where you have a perceivable advantage over another bowler just to make sure you take that 1 point?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I think looking at the lineup that the Dream Crushers would have, and there's 4 guys there that are about to shoot 300. So are you going to move Adam around for the sake of getting that 1 point when you know that you got 4 others?
I mean, probably not, but
and disrupt the lineup that you're going to be then playing with in the future final.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's hard to say because, like I said, I've been thinking about it differently. As like maybe we're stuck in our ways and we don't typically do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're going to shoot 1,400, well,
yeah. I mean,
but the same side, if they do go 8-0, do you make the change with Katie and Caitlin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
to get Caitlin in the lineup to play a game, or do you again say, let's just keep the lineup going? I mean, this is again what we're ready to play with. We want to keep it rolling. Because what happens if you have Caitlin who comes in and throws a monster game? Now do you start putting the thoughts that, hey, maybe she's going to be in for the final?
I think you got to let her play.
Yeah. I think that you would let her play, but she would probably know that this could be my last game because I'm not going to play. Well, not necessarily the last game because you're going to be
Handbone.
3 games in the final that you could get in. But
there you go.
Ooh. Fitch is just punching 3 times in these frames.
They definitely, Paradise has punched. I didn't see this coming from Paradise, unfortunately.
And here's the thing too, like where I was saying in Katie's situation where she's just having a hard time getting off the middle. I mean, those other 4 bowlers are just carrying her, you know.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you can just sit there and say, you know what, you're going to figure it out sooner or later. You just keep throwing your ball. We got you covered, you know. It takes a lot of pressure off you in the long run.
Yeah, 4 people in 7 basically have 200 or higher.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, that's okay. You punch it.
Yeah, it doesn't do much there.
Got to spare that. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. And this point,
do you see now Paradise? I mean, again, they're going a 7-1 potential 8-0. Do we get Mark Miller and Rob into the starting lineup? You know, you got to go full power to hopefully try to get 8-0 back against Dream Crusher. Mm-hmm. But then you'll have, I think it's team total. So you got to go 8-0 with a massive. I don't know what the breakdown that. Take a look at what that.
Yeah, I think it goes down to total.
Yeah, Paradise just didn't have it this game, guys.
No.
Can't sugarcoat this for you, unfortunately, team.
They had a good start too. They all marked in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I think in this case for a team like Paradise Marvel, they're finding something for next game. You know, they're maybe try and steal a point here if we can, you know, in a spot. But other than that, we need to bring our A game. We need to find our line and get focused on the next game.
Yeah. I mean, Brian's still got a chance at his, and obviously the second game. I've seen stranger things in 1 hole. Tracy's got 250 up there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's not done.
No.
But you're right. Sneak a point. Get the 1. Can we get 2?
As long as it's mathematically still there, right? I mean,
right. Even in the 3 hole, still there.
Seen some crazy stuff in match play tournaments where, you know, you think something's in the bag and all of a sudden, it's a whole different outcome.
Oh, that one's gonna be tough now.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking like right now the 2 spot is a chance to take a point here, and then they need to buckle down and go 8-0 this last game.
As we're watching this here, Jeff, give us your thoughts on the Ontario Open that's coming up next week. Tons of great teams and great zones coming in. Obviously, exciting team times for it's people qualifying.
You know, I think it's going to be the same across the country. I think everyone's just excited to be back bowling and playing for something. You know, and there are definitely some strong teams out there, but I mean, it's not all usual suspects, I don't think. And I know that they're bowling in Ottawa, they're bowling Merivale and Orleans, and we just finished bowling Orleans for Masters this past weekend.
Yahtzee.
See, yeah.
There you go. And
Very
the
good
the
job.
scores are going to be there. There's going to be a lot of really good bowling for sure. And, I think it's just exciting to see, we're kind of back. We're not back to normal yet, but we're getting there.
A big double in the 2 there.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, everybody, good luck to you in Ontario or wherever you were bowling. One of the funnest tournaments out there, certainly, and big weekend next weekend for a lot of qualifying.
Big
so,
shot. She needed
Yeah,
that.
that was a big ball.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
huge.
Don't want to prove Mark right here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where everything goes, and we'll. I think everyone's just going to be excited to kind of find their normal again, and even having bowling masters this year it's just kind of I don't know. You're almost subdued a little bit because it just feels not quite there yet, and I think every tournament that we can kind of put on our belt, is just one step closer. Because you got to remember too, we haven't had anything like our club tours haven't been going. We do have a club tour set up in August, which is going to have crazy feedback. Like I think they're going to have 400 entries.
I'm going to try my best to get out there, but having a little guy, it's hard for me to.
Yeah, and I get it, and it is going to be a different dynamic doing it in the summer. I think it's going to be better. The one thing that they did that I'm really glad they did was they tried to schedule around the American Duckpin. Their pro tour, just because there are a handful of bowlers that come up from the States that play these club tours pretty religiously, and to make sure that it doesn't interfere with their pro tour schedule is just going to maximize those entries. I do know there's quite a few people that have never been to Canada before, never mind bowl 5-pin, and they're making the trek up for the first time, and it's going to kind of be the event. You guys have been running, WCBT events for the season, and things are kind of getting back to normal for you, but we haven't had anything.
Yeah.
Aside from all
close to our tour championship too, but
it's a week after the tour championship for the tour finals. But I know there's a lot of guys from the West that are looking at coming out,
which
there.
is great.
It seems to work out for that week in summer.
It always seems like our club tours seem to be on bad weekends for more Western bowlers to come out to these tournaments and kind of see what Ontario actually has to offer for ability and talent, and it's kind of nice to be a little bit of a change anyway.
Yeah, I always try to get out. Like I went to Uxbridge way back in the day.
Yep. Yeah.
So I've always tried to go out. Been to Winnipeg several times. Mm-hmm. Like I always try to get to everywhere once, but it's been my goal to go out there. It just hasn't worked out.
And let's be honest, like if you want to bowl, like you want to go to a 5-pin tournament in Ontario and really experience what 5-pin bowling's about, there's no other bowling center to bowl at than Nebs.
And that's what I was so excited about at Autumn Open last year in October, right? I was planning on coming out with the club tour, but obviously things didn't work out with the shutdowns and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, the entries are 400 entries, 48 lanes of cash qualifying. Like
I would say like the morning shifts Friday, Saturday, you can hold over 200 entries each shift. You know what I mean? Like that is just an unreal possibility.
Yeah. Good shot there by Tracy and Dexter punch, but she's not going to have enough to catch up.
But here's what I say too about finding that line for the next game, right? If they can all string some strikes here 9-10, maybe they're feeling a little bit better about their chances. If they're kind of bang 9-10 and they're completely defeated, they're going to carry that into the last match.
We got a max 230 for Mel, and we're at 244 for Katie if she bangs out.
Mm-hmm.
She's up and at him and throws the first one. Yeah. Katie can obviously shut out Mel here.
You can just see it in the body language now too. If she throws the ball, it's a little bit of pressure off, a little more confidence, on that shot in particular. She kind of knew when she let it go, it was a good ball.
There's another one.
Yeah. Handball.
230. Basically, you're there now. Now you need a pin. So we're going to see an 8-0 here, guys, looking like. Well, I mean, the third hole is not done yet. It's a 261 there for Mike. And carries that 231 and 9.
Now it's throwing the whole pole thing out the window, eh?
Yeah. I mean, in some situations, it doesn't matter what you do, right? If, I mean, that's a good spot for that, aces.
But that's a great team game behind Katie. Again, her knowing that you're the only one like playing there. You're not going to get subbed out. So we got you covered. And when you're ready, you can come along.
Ham bone. Oh,
Okay, so here's a point potential for Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Mike needs to bang out in the 3-hole. That gives an opening, obviously. But he's going to need to throw a double.
Now, in this situation, I guess it's a little different dynamic. We talked about this earlier, too, about not being able to see what the opponent is doing. But, I mean, they're a full bowler ahead. And now, Mike, if he's watching, he's going to know what he needs to do.
Yeah.
In the situation, if they're bowling, ball for ball, I mean, it wouldn't be so clear, would it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least it's cut and dry for you. You know what you need.
I mean, at this point, they know, like, if they're watching, like, they know what they have available for points, so they know what they need to go get.
Yeah, so he's 246. So you need a double. 43-30. 43-30 would be not enough. 16-43. 43-30 is not enough. You need a double.
Boom. 13-48, I believe.
That's just a big game. I mean, they're shooting 1,400 here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much any team could do against something like that,
Oh.
That was a bad spot.
All right, guys, we're going 8-0. We're looking for 1 point in the next game.
I mean, you can just see it too in the body language. All those guys are freewheeling now. There's no pressure. They know they still need to bring it one more game, but the odds are in their favor, and they have enough experience that, they're feeling pretty confident about themselves.
Great bounce back game for Victor as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 323.
Yeah, I was able just to put that ball in the right spot and be hitting the pocket.
You knew he would.
Yeah,
that's a smart move by Danny, though, I guess, too, eh?
Yeah. Well, it's team again. Team talking, everybody understanding where everybody's at. Knowing personalities, knowing limitations, knowing strengths.
I mean, it could be, too, like, a guy could be like, hey, maybe put me on the bench and, like, offer a suggestion, too. That makes it easier as well. He's getting annoyed with those chop offs.
Yeah. We can get if he makes us half here, he can go a chop off hand bone.
Yeah.
See that a whole lot.
Pork chop ham bone.
I like it.
All right, let's see a chop off here, Weber. We're calling it.
He's not going to give us the satisfaction, I don't think. Chop. Oh, he wasn't even trying.
He missed the middle.
He wasn't even trying.
He missed the middle.
266 for Hurst.
I've never been more disappointed to see a strike in my life right there.
Wow.
So is that at 83, 1423 or 1423?
23, I think.
Yeah, fighting is 14-23.
1423 to 1061. Obviously a massive hole for the Paradise to climb out of. Even if they go 8-0, they still have to gain another 300 points too. 360. So looking a little grim for the Marvel. Not over yet, folks. Stick with us. We've got one more game to go. We'll just wait for our managers to do just a quick little recap here, and we'll be good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a quick commercial. I'm going to come back with the managers. We'll get right going into the next match. We'll get on time just as the managers come in here. So commercial, be right back.
At Cargill, we have numerous brands and varieties of canola seed to meet any producer's needs. We look forward to helping you create a plan for your 2022 crop. Please contact your local crop input sales rep for any of your canola seed needs. Thank you and enjoy the bowling.
Oh, I didn't know she was back there.
All right, guys, and here we are back in the action. So game one of the Cargill Division Finals underway. We had a pretty decisive victory there for the Dream Crushers, winning an 8-0 over Paradise Marvel. Danny, congratulations. Obviously, a big match for your team to come out and throw a big one there. You guys got to be feeling pretty loose and confident after that one.
Yeah, everything went really well that game. Lots of strikes and lots of flow in the game too, so it was good.
Something we'd like to touch on is obviously Katie struggled a little bit early on, but then with knowing that she doesn't have a sub, how was the team mentality? Was they all just supporting her ultimately every frame? Did you have to come down and give some words of wisdom, or how did that go surrounding Katie's play?
Yeah, I think everybody's always behind everybody. I did come down and talk to Katie and tell her to do a couple things. And then in the 7th frame, I basically told her she was only down 14, that if she, struck out, she had a chance to win. And she's professional. She went out, did what she had to do, so.
Yeah, it was good to see. Obviously, you have, starting matches with guys, with Victor and Adam, who led the charge early on, and then you got a Dexter in the middle of the game that shows I think you had a Yahtzee in there. So
yeah,
3 certainly leaders that set the tone for your team.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of pressure off when you see lots of strikes up there.
Nice. Curtis, I don't know if we've got you right now. You're frozen on the screen, so I don't know if you can hear us, Curtis.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We just can't see you. You've got a great angle of your face on there, so it's okay. We see your under chin. Tough one for the Marvel. Obviously, couldn't really get things going in a great way. How's the team feeling?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought after the first couple frames we'd be pretty loose, but it just all tightened up right after that. Yeah, the demeanor definitely changed midway through that game. Tried to keep them going and positive, try to steal a point at least, but Dream Crushers just literally crushed it. Like,
They kind of did exactly what
yeah,
their name is.
exactly.
Now, what do we think? This game, obviously, we'll do a quick little adjustment and get things going. Obviously, got a big hill to climb. You're going to need to go 8-0 with a 362 point difference, 363 to get the win. So, obviously, get out there loose. Going to be a challenge. What's the lineup adjustment and get things rolling?
Yeah, definitely a lineup adjustment. Mark's going to be coming in. Mel will be the one sitting out the whole game. I'll have Mike on the bench. So I'm going to start with Tracy, Robbie, Bobby, Mark, Brian.
Right. Well, it's I mean, any lineup out there, obviously we could say that looks like it's going to be strong enough to compete, but that certainly is one that is strong enough to compete. So we wish you luck. And Danny, we are talking obviously on the show. Is this an opportunity where you can get Caitlin into the lineup, or do you continue to go with the power? So what you might project for future finals?
No, Caitlin's going to go in. Katie's going to come out. She's going to be on the bench, and Tim's going to be not accessible this game. Just to kind of get everybody into the mix for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's many people watching and crowds cheering that, yay, we don't have to worry about seeing Tim this game.
I mean, I'm definitely one of them.
Yeah. I imagine Jeff is ready with a chirp already saying, wow, Tim, just take your rightful spot where you should be, bud.
Go dance with that broom handle, buddy.
Well, guys, let's get things rolling. Last game of the day. Thanks for playing. Obviously, great. Looking to see another great match. Last one of the day to find out who wins the Cargill division. Good luck.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck, guys.
All right, gang. Here we are. Last game. Dream Crushers Divisional Championship versus the Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. These guys have their work cut out for them, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we would have expected that, lowish, unfortunately. Would have thought, 1250, 1300s, but unfortunately just didn't get it going. And the Dream Crushers just kept firing and really had the lead in 2-3 matches early on. 4 with Carey actually had the big one going. So it was a uphill battle the whole game there for them.
Yeah, I mean, like from a manager's standpoint, I mean, what does Kurt have to do to contain a lineup like, the Dream Crushers? Like, what do? You can't stop them from throwing all those bombs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where in this league, you have to play your own game, your own team. Don't worry about the other team is doing. As hard as it is to say, guys. I mean, we're sitting here, obviously commentating, saying don't watch the other team, but we've been on the other end, Mark, as the Bombers. We're throwing 1550s and 1600s, but the other team playing us has got to be a bit intimidated, thinking, "Geez, these guys aren't going to let up." You're shooting 3 guys with 330s, 340s. It's tough to play against. You have to keep telling yourself, "Do your thing," but a lot easier said than done from the outside. That's for sure.
Oh, I've been on both sides of those for sure over the years.
And I think we're going to see from the Dream Crushers. I just think you're going to see some freewheeling there. Everyone's going to be having a great time, and they're just going to go do their thing and put the nail in the coffin. Unfortunately.
Well, the hardest thing is like to do the 8-0, which can be done, but you got to win by 300 still.
Yeah.
And this is the Dream Crushers we're talking about, right? Dream Crushers aren't going to throw an 1,100 or a 1,000.
It's going to take you like a
Yeah.
16 and a half, 1,700. Is that feasible? No, not really. You know,
They just shot 1060. You're going to do
Yeah.
a 600 pin difference. Great move, obviously, by Dream Crushers. Get Caitlin into the mix.
for sure.
And Joyce is cheering you on, Caitlin.
Right, and get in there and playing.
Whoa, Carrie.
Pull him. Sub. You know, that's interesting decisions too. Is by managers. We went with Katie for the first 2 matches. No female as a bench player, and it obviously worked out. They won the first match against the Kingpin, second match against the Dream Crushers, against the Marvel. There's other teams in the league that only have the one female.
Yeah.
We saw the Okanagan that have had that. So, and again, I don't want to harp on that whole situation, but I mean, we're looking at power and we're looking at averages. It just tends to lean if you have the 4 guys in the lineup. It's a little bit stronger, and that's just the reality here. I'm not trying to throw any shade at females, but reality.
I think it's important too for like in a situation for like Caitlin to be that team player. Like you're coming to the lanes, you're wanting in to bowl every single ball, and if you're sitting for a couple games, your team's winning, but it's it's natural for you to want to be able to help, and it is kind of a situation that, depending on the personality of the bowler, it might not go very well to be that person sitting on the bench. But I mean, just knowing Caitlin and knowing what she's like, I mean, it's not going to phase her one bit. She's going to come in when it's her opportunity. She's going to throw bombs and and take her points just the same. But I mean, not everybody is in that situation or have that luxury where they have that bowler that it doesn't phase them.
Yeah.
As we look to potential expansion, number of teams and of player roster limits next year, you could be similar situations. If we're looking at going up to 8 players, was the sort of initial talk, guys, 7 players on a game day, so you can make 2 subs. There's potential times that you might have team players that don't play a whole lot. Out of maybe a 12-game round robin, you might only end up playing 2 or 3 games.
Mark Miller in the house.
20 to 30 frames. And is that okay for that player? Do you know that's your spot, that might be the way it is? You look at again, we're not that level, but a professional hockey team or professional soccer team, you have your starters and you have your bench players, right? And the bench players often have to understand and know their roles, that I'm the 6th guy coming in, or I'm the 7th guy coming in, or I'm the guy not playing. I certainly played on enough soccer teams that I knew that I was the guy that might come in the 85th minute, or I might be the guy that sits for 4 games in a row, right?
So that dynamic is just as important as the straight talent. I've seen some really, really talented teams, coming in Ontario, and they don't have that personality where it's, there are guys that are all me, and it clashes with the team experience, and they refuse to sit on the bench, or they pout and they sit on the bench. And there's been less talented teams that have gone on to bowl really well because they've all bought into, everybody's role.
Yeah, you have to buy into the system, and you have to make exceptions, and you have to be a good person. And sometimes you might have to sit when you don't want to or whatever. But if you buy into the team thing, your team will be better.
And I certainly think that, the Dream Crushers here, if we're talking about them because they're playing right now, they've bought into that. They've all understood their roles. Tim has missed a few this year, not available. Carrie's obviously struggled and fine with being on the bench and decisions, Dex. And now obviously you have somebody like Caitlin is understanding and cool with what her role is, but given the opportunity, she gets to come in and throw a game and be a huge part of the team. And she has been a huge part of the team this year, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's the difference between an individual team and a team of individuals, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's be honest, if you needed or asked Adam to move to the 4th spot or the 3rd spot, he probably wouldn't care.
No.
He's in his rightful spot, don't get me wrong, but if you needed to ask a guy like that, he probably would be fine moving.
Yeah, I mean, if Adam shows signs of weakness in the bottom hole and maybe has a tough game or tough 2 games, then okay, maybe it's time to move a guy to the 4 or something.
Yeah.
Right. And he'd be fine with that. Totally fine. And understanding it. And one of the first guys would probably say it's time to move me out of the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the 2 different teams, I mean, there's one team really battling and one team having a whole lot of fun out there.
Yeah, battle's a good word. They just it didn't have that full shot last game. You know, misses, thick punches. Couldn't find a roll. It'd be cool to see, assuming that, you know, Dream Crushers are going to clinch this, that Caitlin now is going to be the second bowler. Maybe she's the one that clinches it for the team.
Mm-hmm. It would be awesome to like just see her on like the front 8 or 9.
Yeah. The thing about the final too is the final's 3 games, so everybody should get in on that.
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. This is just, you know, regardless of the outcome, this is just some really good bowling. It's a really good avenue for people to watch some bowling. You know, if you're sitting at home and, you know, like I say to a lot of people, I mean, my wife doesn't miss a single one of these. She watches it every week, maybe not necessarily live, but she's checking in. She really enjoys it. And, you know, the more sets of eyes that we can put on something like this, you know, the better the sport's going to be overall. And then, you know, maybe some other people take the lead and, you know, you start seeing stuff like this pop up elsewhere. You start seeing teams in this league from even more provinces, you know.
I think that this is the future, and, you know, sky's the limit. Obviously, we've got some fantastic tournaments out there. We've got, you know, the WCBT, we've got the Club Tour, we've got the Open, we've got the Masters, we've got IP, we've got something. But this has an opportunity to do something a little bit different for the sport, in the fact that you don't have to have people traveling and paying flights and hotels and across the country, but yet still get to compete against the best across the country. And even those opportunities, like you said before, Jeff, is the players who don't even travel get to compete in this. So it's really a very unique opportunity that our sport has to be able to do this. So obviously 5-Pin Universe, Carrie Kreitz and the guys that have, you know, helped develop this. I mean, Carrie has just done an extraordinary amount of work, you know, 16 weeks of 17 weeks now of running the back end, doing all the stats, the posters, a lot of things that go into this that, you know, I'm excited about where does this look in 5 years from now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've had a lot of conversation with people, you know, outside this realm and, you know, the interest of putting teams in for next year. And I mean, it's there. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard, you know, like I'm sure there are people, you know, asking questions and looking for information. And, and that just shows, I mean, if it wasn't a successful, you know, process and product, you know, people wouldn't be asking to get involved, and they are. I know they are.
They are, yeah. You're right, and that's the compliment that we get. I mean, obviously we get some compliments, but the biggest compliment is by wanting to stay in the league for next year and or wanting to add in an expansion team. That's the biggest compliment you can say. I know there's definitely a couple teams in Edmonton area that are even looking at it. 2 or 3 teams are looking at it. I know that there's definitely more teams out east. You know, Quebec region, definitely in Ontario who haven't, you know, Toronto area haven't gotten it. Manitoba's got a couple of teams.
Yeah.
If you are part of a group or part of a team that is interested, send a message to 5-Pin Universe, right? Send it through the Facebook or channel and we'll get in touch. And we're not at the point of actually sending out full-on letters of interest. We want to do that here after the Open. The Open's a really big weekend for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. So after that is when we'll start formally asking for letter of interest so we can start planning what exactly this season looks like for next year with a number of teams, with franchise fees and all that stuff. So definitely look for more information coming. But if you're interested, make sure you're sending 5-Pin Universe a message.
Yeah. And, you know, Oh, go ahead.
I think one unique thing about this too is like these you have a lot of players that typically wouldn't be able to play together. It's just I think the mixed team here would be stronger than at the Open per se.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just think that's a cool thing about it.
Well, the
What
thing
I was
that
just
makes the team so strong is that it's the dynamic and the personalities that are playing within it. Because you're buddies, you're a group. You're right. You don't get the Open or the Masters. You got to qualify to make it, and you might get lucky to play with your buddies.
Yeah.
But here, we can handpick who you're playing with, and they're the guys you want to play with. So the formation's already there.
The one thing I guess out of the three of us, I'm the one that should say this to do a plug for the other two, but the one thing that I find really fun about the presentation of this is the jerseys, the logos. You know what I mean? Like there's something that hits a little bit different by a team that has, not your standard, run of the mill. This is what we are, like from the 70s and 80s that bowling seems to always get stuck in. Here's our team shirts. Like these are like top notch team jerseys that are presented very well, very professionally, and they really pop, and to see the logos, half the time I don't even care where the team's from. If I like the logo, I'm going to root for them. You know what I mean? Like it's a different dynamic than, like if you're going to the Open or Masters or whatever for nationals and you see like, oh, this is Alberta, this is Ontario, this is Newfoundland. And it's just like, cool, like this is what their flag looks like. No, like you guys have like legitimate logos like a professional sports team. And that's the way it's treated. And that's the way I think that this succeeds, is that it's kind of like a level that we haven't experienced of professionalism.
Well, simply we'll say thank you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been fun.
So that was the goal.
Mm-hmm. I think you hit it dead on for sure. And it looks like everyone's, had fun with it too, like it's not just like, a little conservative on what they want, like it's been fun and out of the box and,
Yeah, I wanted to be like a professional sports team. Like let's create some cool logos here.
I just hope that, Al Paquette comes back with a Jaguars logo of some sort for next year to keep Mitch Davies happy. And you know what I mean? Like it's creative. It's, it's got color, it's got character. And, that's one of the things that the sport misses the mark on 99% of the time, is that the presentation could always be a little better.
Yeah.
And I think we're kind of seeing maybe a switch to a better presentation that we're not used to seeing.
I always said that too. We gotta be and look professional and have cool teams, and like kids want to look up to that stuff.
Well, and that's part of the business side of it. A lot of the past are their associations or they're not for profits or they're whatever, but this is a business, and just like any pro sports league, there's opportunity that comes with that, and you have to treat it professional and business in order to be successful. And that's why we have creative logos. That's why we have, stats, why we have all these extra things into it, because we want to make sure that it's a business opportunity and it's for profit. There's merchandise that we'll throw into it. The league is sustainable long-term, that
Jerseys
has the right mix of people, the right, mix of directors, the right mix of commissioners, right mix of sponsors, right mix of everything. But if you treat it professional, then that's what will come out of it. But if you treat it like a not-for-profit association, then it's
I feel like there's an opportunity too, like down the road, for a better presentation for the professional players as well. Like you look at a situation where you have these jerseys and, maybe you're able to hold contests or sell merchandise where you're selling a specific person or player's jersey. You know what I mean? Like I see Dexter Wiseman standing there now. I would never want one, but what if, somebody was a big Dexter Wiseman fan and they wanted to purchase a signed Dexter Wiseman jersey? I don't know why they would, but if they were crazy enough to want that, there's a possibility of that entity happening, like
100%.
that's something we've never had in the sport before.
Yeah, I want a jersey sales. You can put your own name on and get your own Dream Crushers one, or do the exact thing you just said. So yeah, I'm sure it's coming here.
I mean, you look at a lot of like the top ranked bowlers, and they have, you know, like, I mean, we always tease Mitch about it, but you look at his wall and he's got framed jerseys up there. You know, for a lot of bowlers that maybe don't get to that ability or realm of bowling, but they're still very passionate about it, and they have, you know, a player that is performing in this league that means a lot to them. What's the difference in not putting, you know, that jersey up on their wall as well, and
Yep.
you know, showcasing, yeah, this is my favorite 5-pin bowler. You know, it's something that we've never had before for bowling. You know, and I really think, I mean, I always really kind of blast the sport a bit on the lack of portrayal of professionals in the sport. Like, we don't showcase our top-notch bowlers as well as we should.
Mhm.
And, you know, this is just kind of evidence that it can be done, and that there's an opportunity there for, you know, it to go even further.
Yeah, that's why we created and are doing all this stuff, really. Even WCBT.
100%. You know, I mean, like, that's no different. Like, I do enjoy that, you know, in your market anyway, that you have the ability to give people, you know, their individual uniqueness in a jersey.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, we bowl masters, and it's like, here's your shirt, you know, like, you're wearing one of these 5 shirts and away you go. Where no, now you can, you know, personalize it however you want.
I enjoy seeing the different
Mm-hmm.
things that people like and don't like, and the unique styles and stuff.
Tell you though, this is Paradise Marvel. They're trying to put up a fight here. They're not.
Yeah,
going
they're
down.
ahead right now.
Yep. So you got 103, 133, and 5. Tracy spares it. She's still ahead.
She got it.
She got it. Caitlin here. So on the 2-hole, both on strikes.
I mean, realistically, like, just from the pinfall
Oh.
difference, I feel like you're gonna need 2 guys going crazy on Paradise Marvel.
Yeah, they need to
2
run.
bowlers are gonna need to kind of just go lights out here, and to give themselves a shot. Because I mean, 8-0's great, but 8-0 not going to do it for you if you don't have the difference in pins.
Yeah, there's a double for Rob. Starts with that.
That's foul.
Oh, there's Tim putting in some work.
Yeah. Let's hope he doesn't
With
hurt
his flip
himself.
flops.
Yeah.
Safety hazard. Let's send
I mean,
down
I
the-
can't say I wore flip flops any opportunity I could at our place too. So.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Just laugh.
Yeah. I don't know how many
Sorry.
times I'd go fix a tangle and I'd have a flip flop fall off, and I'd have to,
Yeah.
you know.
Somebody buy
Stick
that
my
guy
foot
a
back in it
pedicure.
and-
Oh, that was a bomb
That
for
was a good
Mikey. He
shot.
wanted that one. Any live update of where the Masters is at there, guys? What's Scotty Scheffler still? Is he teed off yet?
No, not till 12:30, I think.
Okay. So none of we got McElroy probably teed off. Where's Tiger Woods and John Rahm? Have they?
I actually have it on, but I've been watching the bowling the whole time.
Yeah. I have been the same way. Yeah. I think they're on right now. Let's see. John Rahm looks like he's lining up a pot or something here.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Or is he?
I wonder if he's getting a bunch of information from Tiger on the Augusta.
He's going for birdie, and he's at +5. John Rahm.
No, so he's 2 under for today. So they started at 7 under.
Victor Punch.
Oh, Victor Punch, Mark Punch. Mark could have taken control good of that one too.
Because realistically, none of these matches are out of.
No.
Yeah.
Bobby's in the 3-hole though. Carrie's
He's
got
down,
a significant lead with a double there. That's sort of the one that is.
I mean, we're at the halfway point of this game. I think Brian needs to throw the strike, and someone needs to join him. You know, and they're going to have a couple guys just take it
Rob.
off
It's
and
now
steal
looking
matches
like
everywhere else too.
Yeah,
you know,
you
so that three spot is a dangerous spot right now, regardless of, you know what I mean,
yeah.
because they can't go 7-1.
The anticipation.
That's a
there.
good shot.
Great shot for Brian.
Yeah.
And Adam. Yeah.
And Adam gets her. That's okay. Let's keep running strikes.
Yeah.
All right, gang, we'll do a quick commercial break here at 5. We'll come back with you, and second half underway.
At Cargill, we have numerous brands and varieties of canola seed to meet any producer's needs. We look forward to helping you create a plan for your 2022 crop. Please contact your local crop input sales rep for any of your canola seed needs. Thank you and enjoy the bowling.
All right, back at her here. Second half, second game. Got some interesting things unfolding, but still need a little bit of a runaway for Paradise to make things real interesting. But it's been a good match so far. Thanks for joining us. Daryl Bradley alongside Mark Johnstone, Jeff Young, commentating here for the first round of playoffs. In a few weeks' time, we'll have the Rusted Petal Division. And then a week after that, we'll have the grand finale of the inaugural season, 5-Pin Pro League.
Oh.
Tiger Woods is at +10.
Noted.
Honestly, he was striking the ball really well. He just was putting horribly.
Mm-hmm.
He was putting. It's funny too, right? Because his putting, he's like, my short game's great.
I mean, he couldn't even bend down to read a putt, right?
Yesterday,
Yeah.
I think it was the hole 6 or something when he doubled it, but he had the par putt and then he missed the comeback. Sort of you saw the wheels starting to fall, and obviously he was limping like crazy. And I mean, just unbelievable achievement for him to get through it and make the cut in the first place. I think has got to be great. And so hopefully today is just a day of respect and homage to the course. Like this is why I wanted to play here.
Set of aces there for Caitlin.
And an equally incredible, performance would be 8-0 plus 400 win here for Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
They got their work cut out, but
yeah,
I mean, if they get going here, they can make it at least a little bit interesting.
Robbie needs a 9-bagger. Carey. There's the Robbie needs. Carey throws a triple. Huge for Carey, obviously, not playing the first game on the bench. Comes in, throws the 4. Right? Second match, comes in, throws huge. This last third one comes back and...
Well, he threw okay. He ended up... didn't finish well, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't...
But just some confidence for Carey.
Yeah,
like the foot is off the gas at some point there in that game.
Yeah. Rob Wilson just looking to get his camera time in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
it.
It's getting his money's worth.
Is this where you see guys though, the dream crushers and the professionalism and the veteran, wisdom of them, that they're only in the sixth frame, seventh, eighth, ninth. We'll start to see them kind of close the gap a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And almost in a way take off and still get their 1,300.
I was going to say that almost looked like the pins were off a little bit there.
He dropped her down too, instead of usually gets it out there a few feet later down a bit.
I don't know. Something just, when sometimes you just throw the ball and then you look up and right before it hits the pins, it just looks off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still a solid frame after the break. 4 marks. What's it? I want to ask a non-bowling related question here. What's the deal with Graham Dillette not golfing?
I'm not sure. I don't think he's played for a few years though, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
I think he struggled. He had some struggles there too. I think.
I know it was injury related.
Yeah, injury back, but I think he also did some. Had some mental struggles that I think he was working through. I believe that just confidence in his game and wanting to play and getting super frustrated and whatnot. He's great on the commentary though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge golf person, I guess you could say.
Oh, really?
Mine's more of if I'm being 100% honest, it's been Jen that's been watching the Masters all week. I've been just trying to keep my eyes open. But for me, it's background noise. I'll have it on, but I won't really pay attention, especially now that it's baseball season.
Yeah.
So I haven't really followed a whole long. Obviously the Tiger situation makes it a little more interesting. Makes me tune in a little bit more than it normally would, just as I'm sure it is for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I enjoy watching it, but it's not something that I'm gonna sit down for an afternoon and as crazy it is, I'm more likely to watch PBA bowling on flow bowling than I am to watch golf.
I usually watch both at the same time.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from golf, actually, just like the mental, similar type games.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if you're elite in one of the sports, so there's definitely a lot of things to take away when you're playing other sports. Whether it be golf or baseball or whatever the case may be. There are definitely a lot, especially psychological takeaways that give you an advantage, even though you might not have the experience or talent.
Ham bones.
Ham bone for Mr. Great.
We had 2 of them.
Oh, wasn't even looking at the other side.
Yeah, Rob got his.
There we go.
There's Mike.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough hill to climb there, though, against Carey.
Oh, nice strike for Richard.
He's down almost 100 sticks. Actually, I do believe if Carey throws another strike, he'll be down 101 after 6. But they're rolling now.
Yeah, Miller's a good shooter.
Roll some good balls.
Well, Miller's up. Brian's going to be up. Carey's just that one match right now that's looking. Mm-hmm. So it could be looking 7-1 right now.
That's where it comes back to, though. We were talking about, not likely there being an 8-0.
Yeah, no doubt.
We saw one. What's the chance we're going to see two?
Yeah.
Not likely.
I would have put
And
money
you just
on
got to believe, guys. You just got to believe. Right?
Yeah.
You got a bunch of strikes loading up here.
Yeah.
And
I'm just
Did
trying
you
to
pick that?
I'm trying to set the announcers jinx so that we get a
Yeah.
little bit of excitement here. That's what I'm going for.
we need a 363 pin difference. Oh, a couple of balls off the rack
Yeah.
there for Paradise.
Oh,
Aces.
and then a couple of
Jacksters.
corner pins. Yeah,
Yikes.
that's super cool, actually.
All right. Can Tracy
what's
take it?
going on here.
The balls came off the ball rack, and two of them fell down into the chute. So I think that just one might be sitting in the gutter on the lane 17. No, we're good.
They've obviously at the bowling center, they told Tim to get lost. Probably wasn't helping with whatever he was doing, so he's back, hanging out again.
Yeah, he's part of the team.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a strike from Trace.
So here we go. I mean, give him one thing here is they're not going down with a fight regardless what happens here. They're throwing some shots.
Huge double there for Caitlin. Again, they're just trying to get as many points as possible now, right? Dream Crushers.
Yep.
Get up to that 1200 mark. But you think you'd be there with carries?
Yeah, I mean, you get 11, 1200, you got to shoot 15 then.
Yeah. I just think this lead for Carey, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
What was that?
Carey's just a freewheeling.
He's sideways following.
Oh, he's got the bomb.
As long as they know that they've got
Yahtzee.
that one win in the
Yahtzee.
bag.
I saw him do the Yahtzee too. Didn't you see him?
Yeah.
Did you see him throw his hand out? Attaboy.
Yeah, as long as they know that they get that one match in the bag, and nothing else matters.
Yeah. There's a couple of Yahtzees. Ooh.
Oh, Mike running it up.
Oh, Mike threw a carry
Mike's
shot
Going
there.
for a run?
Hey, these strikes add up, guys. Now you're looking at 45 a time. This gives us something exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
We missed.
Potentially 4 doubles. This guy's working hard at Paradise.
Yeah. He's getting his steps in for sure.
Do you think that Dream Crushers start hearing footsteps a little bit? Start
I think
thinking
they're
about it? Or
I think they're
still-
experienced enough to know, like I said, they know they've got that. We only need that one match, and Carey's looking pretty good, and
I guess, yeah. The max.
I
I
think
mean,
that they-
Mike's max 286, so
Mhm.
Carries there already.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you see in their body language that they're kind of freewheeling. They miss, and it's not like it's not a big deal. Off you go, make the spare kind of thing.
Who's
I
going
think
to be
the pressure's off them.
But awesome to see Paradise putting
Oh,
a big one.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a little quick there.
Until Miller rips a 3-pin. Whoops, bud.
Angle got to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their sixth frame was their first frame, and they started like this, I think it's a whole different pressure on Dream Crushers. But they have a little bit of a cushion, and they've all seemed to be bowling a pretty consistent game. So I mean, they just know that there's an uphill battle that Paradise would have to climb, and it's not likely to climb it.
And you just support everybody that you get one guy running, and that's all you need, just one guy. So everybody gather around, and eventually you get a one horse going.
Yeah, and I mean, like we keep saying too, that you look at that team and think okay, who's going to throw the big game this game? I mean, it could be anybody.
Yeah,
You're not depending on one or two guys. You literally have you know, the 5 people plus a bench player that all have that capability of just throwing bombs.
Push. There you go.
Nice.
Definitely have the lead here, eh? That middle match.
Definitely have the lead. Middle match is obviously the difference maker right now.
Mm-hmm.
Get as many points as you can, and a 9-7 loss in the finals isn't a bad thing. Oh, Tracy's just run into a couple of punch troubles.
Yeah, 6, 7, 9. Boom.
Nice work for Caitlin.
Just keep fighting.
Yeah, I think she's hit almost every time.
Yeah, her and Katie's games are similar. Like a couple head pins and a bunch of strikes.
See if Carey can throw the 6-pack here.
6-pack. Wilson's got the same opportunity. So there's the victory, guys. So we can officially say the Dream Crushers will be advancing to the final.
Congratulations to them. Oh, Robbie yanked her a little bit.
He was going to start Stone Cold Steve Austin and smashing beer cans and chugging it. I can see that.
They've been playing well, though. Like, if one guy's been struggling, somebody else will pick them up. Next game, somebody else. Shot. Good frame for
Yeah.
Crushers.
Yeah.
No,
got all
no
5
giving
strikes.
that team. They're not taking the W and relaxing, that's for sure.
Shot, Mike. You know, they get up there and throw a 1250, 1300. That makes it a little bit more palatable to head out to lunch, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Shot Miller. And just unfortunately, you run up against the train of the Dream Crushers coming.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing with the Dream Crushers. I mean, they got a lot of names on that team, but I mean, they still had to come out and perform. And they brought their A game right from frame one.
Oh, those are thick.
Got a lot of fingers on those, doesn't he? So we're looking at a future May 1st would be the live for the next match. Sunday morning. And then the week following is the final wrap up. So a few weeks of a break. Come back with the next Rusted Petal division.
There's a good shot, Tracy.
Yeah, let's see a nice strong finish here from Paradise Marble.
Yeah,
So
basically whoever wins this frame is going to win.
202, 232. So we need a double for Trace. That'd be great for her.
Man, she punched
Yeah, she's been on it. Just
Yeah, punched, unfortunately.
6, 7, 9, 11.
So there's Dexter clinching point. Dexter gets the glory of the point.
And Caden throws a bomb.
And
Handball.
Caitlin throws a bomb.
yeah.
297
Handball.
max for her. It's a strong team, everybody.
Yeah, they're finishing well.
Yeah. And here they are clawing their way back when it didn't have a huge number, but they're going to be 1,300 again.
Oh.
That's a great thing too about like this this whole format that you guys run is like that is completely sustainable for a lot of the teams in this league. Shooting a 1,400 is, you know what I mean? Like that's a good game. A lot of those teams is not a great game. A great game would be 1,600. And is it sustainable for an entire team to average 280? Yeah, in this format with this type of talent, it is for sure.
That's why I think it's awesome. It's great for TV and stuff because you're in your comfortable home environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got cameras on you, but not really. And yeah, the scores have been awesome.
Look at this. Carey Kreitz.
Just throwing bombs.
Attaboy. That's 7?
Yep.
Deadly 7.
What's an 8?
We'll find out right here.
Yeah. Who wants to name the 8-bagger?
You got to call it some sort. It's got to be a snowman of some sort.
No, we don't find out.
Yeah.
I never thought of that though, Jeff.
Yeah.
Snowman.
I was going to say crazy 8.
Let's just say snowman.
Snowman, because in golf it's a negative term, but in bowling it'll be a positive one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snowman.
Yeah, I like it.
I like that better than Deadly 7. Deadly. I'm not.
Well, there's Lucky 7 was my backup option.
Oh, yeah. Lucky 7.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to. That was unoriginal.
Yeah. 7-bagger. 8-bagger.
Yeah, we can be more original than that, right?
Yeah.
Miller, big shot.
There you go, Miller. Flex it out, bud. So he's 250, so Miller will get the win. It'll be 2-2, 3-2, 6-2. It's going to look like.
Oh, bombed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there
just
you
like
go.
we're touching on too. Like Paradise Marble is going to have a great game and,
Mhm.
and a well bowled game by everybody. Like Tracy had the headpin problems, but she still shot 223. Like their matchup where the bench player came in still 231.
Hambone.
Nothing to sneeze at for sure. And it just shows the scoring ability of both these teams that we're kind of having casual chat in a matchup where a team could shoot easily is going to shoot 13 and a half, and it's just not enough.
But like you said before, Jeff, it is totally sustainable
Mm-hmm.
for these bowlers and these teams to be able to throw in that high. Get set and comfortable in your own home house and wash, rinse, repeat.
This total's still close too, eh? I think that says 1318 to 1300.
Yeah. And both working on a mark.
So pretty much tied.
So we're 2-2, pretty much tied.
Paradise would have a 3-point lead based on that. If they both bang out. Oh,
Bomb there for Brian. he got tapped on the corner.
Brian's showing you though why I averaged 298 for
Yeah,
the
no
second
doubt.
bit. Like he's just as solid could be down there. I mean, they're gonna have, 6 and change at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, this will only. Brian only played 50 frames, so 5 frames. But certainly on that average, another couple of games you put adding into stats is gonna, look good for sure. So it's going to be a 6-2 final, the second game here for the Paradise Marvel, certainly making it very respectable. Overall win for the Dream Crushers of a 10-6. Dream Crushers will be advancing to the finals. Opponent to be determined. Well, that wraps up today. 1360. Let's see what the second total was there. You guys see what that would have been, but
I think it was like 1337 or something.
yeah, 1337. So you're 1425 and 1337. I mean, those are a couple of monster games there, aren't they? So we'll just move these guys out of there. Back to us, gentlemen. So we'll wait for our managers to come back in. But yeah, what a solid day. I mean, you start off with the Dream Crushers playing the Kingpins. Big win by the Dream Crushers, and then they just carry the momentum going. So you wonder, is that an advantage that we talk about playing that first game competitively and then being able to just keep that going? Is that an advantage, or would you rather be sitting that first game and not playing?
Yeah, I don't know. It could go either way. I mean, I guess in this format, it's a little different. I know when you're bowling the open and you're doing the step ladder, you got to be beaten twice. I mean, I definitely want to take that first and foremost. But I would have to go with the guarantee, I guess, that I'm bowling the finals regardless.
I agree.
Especially when you're playing another great team regardless. It's not like you're going to have an easy walk to get to the finals. The easiest walk is to win the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to have that to play that first game. You obviously want the bye. That's the key, but not the worst case scenario for you to, play that first one, get some momentum going and rocking. We're going to bring in a few people here. So let's bring in our managers, Curtis and Danny, and then we're going to bring in our Prez, Kamish, Technical Guru, Master last game. Kerry Kreitz was an unreal last game. So let's bring everybody into this. Here we go, guys. First, let's start with you, Curtis. Obviously, a little bit hurt, but very respectful.
Oh, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us, bud? Can you hear us, Curtis?
Can you hear us?
Oh, there, I got you now.
All right. Just saying, obviously, respectable last game there for you guys to go 6-2. That's, a small consolation, but still a win is a win, and going 6-2 has got to feel good for the team.
Yeah, for sure. They really battled it out that last game. Very proud of the team. I was a little disappointed in Kerry, the president. He didn't want any kind of excitement at all. But we put ourselves in that position, so.
I mean, a little bit, tough to swallow. Obviously, you got the first round bye. Didn't come out in that first game, losing 8-0, put you behind the counter. But, sum up the season for us, Curtis. Obviously, a little challenges with some emergency spares having to come in, some, babies in the way and COVID and all that stuff. But overall, I mean, Paradise have to be happy with their performance this year.
I think, very happy. Like you say, tons of challenges throughout the year. Every week there was something going on. Last minute COVID's coming into play. They battled literally all year.
Well, obviously, it was good to see you guys do that. Danny, over to you. Congratulations first and foremost for the win. Again, huge, big, team game at 13.5. No signs of slowing down. And you got Caitlin in there that had a big game, and then you got your man Kerry in there that had a huge game too. So good to see everybody sort of chips in today, don't they?
Yeah, no, it's totally team day for sure.
Now, what's the obviously the vibe? You're going to go and enjoy a lunch, or really is this just job is done? we got ourselves in the final, which is sort of meeting expectations, or is this sort of where do we go from here kind of thing, Danny?
I'm sure everybody will go for lunch, kind of relax and talk about the games today.
And not going to dissect those too hard because again, it's an 8-0 and a 6-2 loss. But by the time at 8-0, then does Dexter get the bonus point because he got the clinching point in the first one?
Yeah, he gets to buy lunch.
Well,
We should buy our lunch, too.
Carrie, we're going to keep you around. You're president. You're going to stick around with us here for a minute. But Danny, Curtis, will let you guys go. And if any comments for you, Mark or Jeff, for Danny and Curtis?
No, I think for me, just good seasons by both of you guys. I know there's a lot of challenges for both of your teams, kind of getting your lineups. I think you guys did a great job of managing the teams and whatnot, and good success by both of you. And good luck to the Dream Crushers in the final.
Yeah, only thing I would add is it was very obvious why both teams made the final. I mean, premier players throwing premier shots, for 2 matches, and one team was able to string it a little bit better than the other, and came away with the W today. Great bowl in both teams.
Good stuff,
Thanks
guys.
very much.
Danny,
All right, thanks,
Curtis,
guys.
Okay, thanks, Curtis.
Danny, Curtis, we'll let you guys go. Carrie, we're going to chat with you here. Hang on. Like this. Curtis. Kreitz, big game for you, bud. So how was, obviously coming in early on in the first match, throwing 4 strikes in a row, and then just carrying it over into that final. On a personal side, from bowling side, that's got to feel good for you to throw and be a big contributor to your team.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, throughout the league, my play wasn't the greatest and stuff like that, and knew I had to get ready for the Open and for this specifically. So I put a lot of hours in practicing and stuff like that, and it seems like it's paying dividends. So I'm more than happy with the way it went.
Yeah, nice work today. So it looked like you had a little more confidence.
Yeah, I knew where the ball was going a lot of the time, even when I was a little fast. So that's always a big plus for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
What sort of dynamic did your team have, or what did you feel when you came in that first game for that absolute boat anchor, Tim Wiseman?
Yeah, no, everybody was in high spirits. Obviously, Timmy was joking around there a little bit because he wasn't playing the greatest. Pretty bricky, he even admitted to it. So, but the rest of the team is always behind everybody. It doesn't matter how they're playing. So it's a great team to play on for sure.
And it was nice to see Caitlin get in too, obviously at the end, and did her job. Give her a little bit of a rope, but then got the strikes going, and just was again a huge component of your team. Yeah.
The thing about Caitlin and Katie, even though maybe their points didn't reflect it, they were so strong all season. They made a few mistakes here and there, but they were really essentially the core of the team besides Victor and Adam, right? So to get Caitlin in there and finish the way she played the whole season was fantastic.
Nice. Let's just, as we got you, let's just tee up here. So the next match, we're not here until, that's this. So this now we know is the Dream Crushers are advancing. The next one up is the Rusted Petal Division. So May 1st, we've got Next Gen versus the Bombers, and the winners will play the Roses. So just sort of tee that one up for us, guys, on initial thoughts. Obviously, Mark, you and I are both on the Bombers, so we're sort of hoping and knowing what we're going to be having to come up against. But Jeff and Carrie, sort of thoughts onto that. Another obviously powerhouse weekend coming up.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeffy.
I was just to say that all 3 teams are very talented, and looking over that the Next Gen's lineup, that's got to be exciting because that is literally the next gen. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many great shooters coming out of that. Everything's setting up to be another exciting matchup. This one's going to be tough to top, but everything's in place for it to happen again for the next one. I think anyone that's really excited to watch bowling, specifically 5-pin bowling, if they miss this one, don't miss the next one because it's going to be worth watching.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a huge show, right? You have Next Gen, like you're saying, Jeff, that they are the youngest team and they are a bunch of hot shooters at Bonnie Doon. But then you have the Bombers that hold the 2 highest team totals in the whole league, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first match, one and done, is going to be absolutely monstrous. I think it's going to be fun to watch. And then Toppler Roses, they held their own all season. They showed how to play, and they're playing in a good house. So I can't wait to see who advances and gets to take them on, right?
Well, it's good stuff. It's playoff bowling, isn't it? We're into the playoffs. We're into the final seasons. We've got open provincials. We've got events and tournaments, and this is where we're getting into the money making, right? So nationals and all those other things on the line. So we've done pretty good to get to this far. 7 months in the making for the Pro League. We got one playoff matchup underway. We got a couple more to go, but all in all, super successful. So thanks, guys, for joining us today. Appreciate the wrap up. Been a solid day. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next time.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys.
Good day, guys.
A little hi to Mason. Hi, Mason. Yay. Watch the game. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends about the Pro League. We love doing this. We love giving back and supporting and watching some great shooting. So spread the word, spread the love.
Yeah.
Take care, all. Run the commercial and we'll be done up. Take care.
Masters fan.
See you guys.
At Cargill, we have numerous brands and varieties of canola seed to meet any producer's needs. We look forward to helping you create a plan for your 2022 crop. Please contact your local crop input sales rep for any of your canola seed needs. Thank you and enjoy the bowling.